Niners! Daniel Andre, get right on it right now. Let's go. I need my daily dose. It's late here on the East Coast. I'm going to wait up for you. Dan, you're going to make me stop this. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to stop being late. Hey, well, let's get right into it. John Lynch explains keeping Jalen Hurd. 49ers have a plan for the punt return. I noticed you're already talking about that on the chat. And we've been talking about this for how long? See, this is the thing, you know. We see these problems coming before they even happen. But the dust is not settled at the Niners facility in Santa Clara. The organization is having to resort to Plan B in several areas regarding the roster in preparation for the season. Now, that is something that gets underway in less than 2 weeks. Always got to have the drama, do things the hard way. Tonight, we'll go to the phones, though, for your take on GM Lynch's thoughts on holding on to Jalen Hurd and the adjustments being made to the current Niners roster. First, though, some of the news of the day you want to comment on as well. After cutting converted receiver Jordan Matthews yesterday and resigning him to their practice squad today, Jordan Matthews, the dude's skin is like, remember Jordan Matthews came to the league, he was like a child of great expectation. He did some good things, too. And now you could tell guys like this really love football. Some of his dignity has been shot to the dirt. You know, he went out and he put on a lot of exercise in hopes of impressing the 49ers coaches in order to play tight end. He just wants to stay in the game. He wants to help in any way he can. He loves the 49ers because him coming back to the practice squad and accepting that speaks volumes for his passion for the red and gold. The bad news is, though, the Niners lost 3 players to the waiver wire who the team reported was hoping to sign to the practice squad. As I saw in the chat, as soon as I looked in, I felt the same way. Goodbye, Symbol Webster, who signed with the Bears. Low down, dirty dogs. Also, linebacker Justin Hilliard. He's gone to the Giants. And, of course, Pete Carroll, who checks in to a Santa Clara hotel at this particular time each and every year, sitting out waiting. Just waiting to see what the 49ers are going to do. As per usual, he picked off old lineman Dakota Shepley, and we'll take him back to Seattle with him. Tight end McCole Pruitt, who went unclaimed, has opted to return to the Titans. He is signed to be on their practice squad instead of ours. No big deal, McCole. I wasn't all that excited about you anyway. Meanwhile, the Niners announced they have signed offensive lineman Jake Brindle and Dante Johnson to 1-year deals. Now, Dante Johnson, of course, if we were trying to save money, I don't know. Anyway, Jake Brindle, hey, nobody's going to disapprove of that, right? I mean, Jake Brindle's the only backup center we got. And no, we don't want to see Daniel Brunskill out there hiking the ball. No. He's already proven that's not the best thing he does as far as the offensive lineman. No. Jake Brindle, thank you, Niners. In order to make room on the roster of the team, placed cornerback Devontae Harris and defensive lineman Maurice Hurst on the IR list. The Niners also announced they've signed 13 players to the practice squad. The practice squad crew at this hour include defensive lineman Alex Barrett. Travis Benjamin's back in a capacity. I'm wondering what he's going to do. Now, this is one of those question marks I'm wondering. You brought Travis back for what? To put him on the practice squad when we need somebody to return kicks and punts. Are you really going to do that? Or are you going to figure out a way to joggle things around? You can see the 49ers are in a flux right now as to what exactly to do. Now, they're working it out, and they're pretty much doing it the right way, it seems. But it's going to take a minute to actually get things all put into the pot and turn that fire on and start cooking. River Craycraft is back again. Defensive lineman Darian Daniels. Alfredo Gutierrez, he's one of the part of the international program. The 49ers brought him back, and well, they should have. Fullback Josh Hockett. I mean, you know, I've been worried about this for the last 2-3 years. I said, you know what if he hasn't went down the last couple of seasons, though? Last year, well, anyway, no, he did go the year before, the Super Bowl year, didn't he? The problem is, you only have one fullback. I need another tough guy that at least resembles Juice. Hockett is that guy I'm feeling. So good the 49ers brought him back, and he can be activated when needed as well. Corbin Kafusi, should I say. Senio Clemente, Jordan Matthews, as I mentioned a minute ago. Jared Maiden made the team, is back on the team, and he never should have been. Boy, I tell you what, let's not get into that. Colton McKivitz is back, thank the Lord. And if you want to do something smart, Niners, if somebody has to be on the practice squad, let it be Tom Compton. McKivitz should be on the squad. Let him learn. At least we know with McKivitz, he can actually grow from here. Compton is who he is. He's never going to be anybody else. He's been in the league for how long? Nate Sudfeld's back. You probably expected that anyway. Elijah Sullivan, linebacker. Okay, good. And by the way, about Trey Lance, John Lynch provided an update today, because you already know about the finger and the chip and all, the weak estimation of it being out. Already the Chronicle has already started thinking, what if the 49ers are cloaking something in? Maybe it's going to be more serious than that. But, I think it's trending, according to John Lynch, he's quoted as saying, I think it's trending in the right direction. Some of the swelling's coming down. Monday is kind of the optimistic look at it, and I can promise you this, John Lynch, I can tell you this. We'll do right by Trey and have him in a good place before he's back out there. But we certainly would love to have him available on Monday. He does everything he can to get well, and he's working hard at that right now, unquote. So T. Lance had his injured hand wrapped during today's practice, according to David Bonilla of 49erswebzone.com. He reported that. The Niners open the season September 12th, as you already know. We will take Don Burr and just beat him like a stepchild against his team. And if T. Lance is healthy, he could see some action along with JG, of course. Now, the Niners were seemingly left with limited options for a punt returner when they reduced their roster to 53 players yesterday. But keep in mind, the Niners were doing everything they could. And do you know the Niners barely cleared the threshold? 100 and something, one was 196, maybe. Yeah, the 49ers did 195. Woo! That was close. GM John Lynch spoke with reporters today via conference call and shared his thoughts on the plan at punt return. And Lynch said, quote, we have a plan, and there's a number of guys who've been working on that during the preseason. We feel quite good about our plan. I will say, I love when he does that. They say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I think in this business, so is getting your players poached off the waiver wire. John, unquote, looks at that as a good thing. John, I'm not impressed with that. I want Pete Carroll to stay out of our lives. We should have kept Simba Webster. I don't know who else we could have put away with someplace else. Tom Compton is a good example of what I'm talking about when I say don't do that. Lynch was referring to the loss of wide receiver Simba. However, the team was able to bring back Travis Benjamin via the practice squad. See, Lynch continued with, quote, we've got a plan there, and I'll leave that to Kyle to kind of announce who it is and the depth there and all that when he chooses to. But we've thought about that a lot, and that's important to us. We want to make that an asset to this team, and I feel very strongly about it, unquote. Lynch was, of course, also asked about Jalen Hurd, who was limited during most of training camp and appeared in just one preseason game, Sunday's finale against the Las Vegas Raiders. Hurd was one of the 6 receivers to make the initial 53-man roster. His addition to the roster sparked at least a bit of controversy amongst many of us. The question is how much of the evaluation of Hurd was based on what the team has seen and how much is based on what is projected for him. Now, that is the question. Now, Jay Hurd, after all, has yet to appear in a regular season NFL game. That's not doing anything for his popularity. Lynch responded with, quote, I think there's some level of projection. Jalen has some special skills, some unique skills, and has a variety of them. He's got a lot of versatility to his game. He knows it. We know it. You have to show that you can be dependable, that you can be out there. Do we feel 100% ironclad that he's proven that he's that in the short amount of time that he's been out there? Question mark? No. But we feel like the talent that he brings, and it's not just talent, he also brings a physicality and attitude that he plays with that I think is really contagious to our team. Again, you have to back up plans backup plans for everything, but we want to enter this year with Jalen there, and we'll see how that goes, unquote. So that means, fam, we're going to all be sitting back with bated breath, fingers crossed, rabbit's feet in both pockets. Whatever you can do, we've got to have a lot of luck on this one. Woo, we got to have luck on this. And as we do with most of the guys on this roster. I mean, the spotlight's always on Jimmy, but I'll be damned if that's the only player that goes down every year. We have got a lot of players that have to stay upright to have any chance to get to the playoffs and into the Super Bowl. Mostert and Hurd are not in that order, actually. Mostert and Kittle, they've got to stay on the field for us. And then Hurd. And then the Shark. And then so many others. It's just DJ Jones. We've got a lot of guys that miss a very substantial amount of time every year. And Nick, please be careful. D Ford, can we please get you released for 14 games and preferably the last 14 games, including the Super Bowl? And GM Lynch also addressed and confirmed that Richie James reverted back to the team's IR list. However, John didn't predict a timetable for Richie's return. He noted, quote, he's having a surgical procedure on his knee, and it will be a certain amount of time. So we'll see where that goes based on the reports after the surgery, but he is on the IR. Damn, it pisses me off the Simbas over in Chicago. I was hoping by hook or crook he'd be back. You know what? Okay, did you enjoy what you saw from Elijah Mitchell? Richie can't do it. He had 3 years to show us that he's a punt return guy, and he didn't. How often do we have good field position? Every now and then. Ricky Berry, thanks. Rod Basie, I'm going to Detroit for the week. One game, and would like to know where the Empire is meeting up Saturday night. Much love. You know what I'm going to do? Ricky, we can do this together if you want to. Send me, just if you want to hit me up, anybody wants to hit me up, ronbosports@gmail.com. Because a lot of times, all you got to do is look for, in your area, the 49 chapter. We got chapters everywhere. Let's find that one in your area. You can get together, go to the pub, the bar, whatever, and enjoy them, and then get together with a lot of people. So you got anybody going to the game. Ricky, man, let's go, man. And do that type of time. Get hooked up. All right? Let me get on the phones, and so I can say things to Eric like, Eric. Well, Eric, come on in, man. Eric?
Yeah, I'm here.
Eric, this is that time. You know, we usually compliment or criticize Lynch and Shanahan for the things they do. This is that time that brings on a somewhat feeling, especially if you object to what they're doing with Jalen Hurd. I know you mentioned some things yesterday. We've got some other players. We lost Simba Webster, and I think that was a very unfortunate thing. Nick Bosa's buddy Hilliard is gone. The best players we're going to be on the practice squad have now left to other places. Was there any other way to handle that, or was there no way out of that? You have any feeling on that in particular?
No, there was no way out of it. I mean, these guys performed in preseason, and they got to be. I'm sure they're on rosters, right? Or
yeah, they went to the team. Yeah, got picked up immediately.
Yeah, so they got what they deserved. They worked hard for it. So I mean, it was going to happen. It's not like they were going to just stay on our practice squad. I mean, these guys had to go. But I mean, as far as like Jalen Hurd, the man has potential, and I know we've been waiting a long time for this guy. We might as well at least give him like this season, see what he can do. After this season, if he still hasn't performed the way we want him to, let him go. There's no point to keep him here. As far as the punt return, I look-key want Trent Sherfield there. I think he'd be pretty good. But there's one name that I know this is not going to sit right with some people, and it's Debo Samuel. I want him low-key to be returning punts. And I know it's like the injury concerns and stuff like that, but these are your opportunities to get the ball in your playmaker's hands. This guy breaks tackles like nothing. He's basically a guaranteed broken tackle every time he touches the ball.
Agreed.
This guy will be able to get you in good field position if he gets the ball. And I mean, yeah, there is an injury concern to it, but I feel that like I mean, look at the I mean, like the Browns, they had Odell Beckham back there. Obviously the Chiefs had Tyreek Hill, and those are guys that have injury concerns. Well, I don't know about Tyreek Hill, but they're the number one receivers on those teams. And I think for me, and I know Kyle loves to do it. He always wants to get the ball in his playmakers' hands. And I feel like if Debo gets another chance at doing that, I think it'd be a really good thing for us. But I think Trent Sherfield should take it though. I don't think there's anyone else besides maybe Elijah Mitchell that could probably do it. But that's where I'm on the punt returns.
All right, you know
How
what?
about you? What do you think?
You sold me on it. I just realized, and that's what our offense is all predicated about. We're not a team that just continues to bomb downfield and go for the big play on every shot. We wear teams down with the West Coast offense. We're going to get that ball in that playmaker's hands. If it's 5 or 6 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, that's why we got yak dudes like we do. You know what? You sold me. If I can get the ball in Debo's hands, he's going to get hurt if he's going to get hurt anyway. It's not going to matter whether it's on the punt return, kick return, or just taking a pass in the flat. He is going to get hurt. He's got to find a way to keep those hamstrings loose. We're going to hold our breath every time it happens, but you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and it's not just Debo that could do it. Also, you could do it. So
yeah, and he will.
There's a lot of guys on our team that could probably do it.
I'd like to see George Kittle come rumbling down the field.
Shit. Give him a couple blocks. You never know, dude. You never know. I mean, remember that guy on the Patriots, that big guy that got the ball like in the front versus the Packers, and he nearly runs it for a touchdown? My goodness.
You know?
You never know.
Because we got to stop being afraid of these guys getting hurt. Because, you know, you can't win games like that. You got to commit.
Yeah. Yeah, this is football, and at the end of the day, if a guy gets hurt, a guy gets hurt, and if it's all of our guys getting hurt, then it's just not our season. Obviously, last year it wasn't our year. I guess a lot of unfortunate things happened. Do I think unfortunate things are going to happen like a lot? I don't. I think it was just a lot of unfortunate events last season. I think this season it should calm down a little bit. So I think get the ball in your playmakers' hands, whatever way you can.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot in 2019, we were put in great field position because of our defense. If someone like Debo Samuel could constantly be giving us good field position, we're going to be in the same shape. We already have a great defense. I mean, offense. The run game is good. Most of our plays are mostly short passes on play action. They're meant to get the ball into your playmakers' hands and let them run with the ball. We even saw it with Jalen Hurd. They were basically forcing the ball to Jalen Hurd because, I mean, obviously they want to know what he looks like, but get the ball in your playmaker's hands and see what he can do with it. And I really think that if Debo had the chance to do it, I think he would do well.
And that works. And that works for us. How about Eric? That works for us. What, 9 out of 10 times? So you know what? I agree. You know, I probably if it put to a vote around the Niner Empire and just put Debo up there, I won't vote because I'm neither pro or con on it. But I'm not going to have a problem with it either way because I think you're right. You know, let Debo wear him out. He's going to get down. He's going to get lots of yardage anyway. So yeah.
But I mean, as far as Trey, is the chip on his which hands is it on? Is that his throwing hand or on
That's
his
throwing index.
his other hand?
Throwing index. And you seen him pulling on it
so
after that play.
right now, huh?
Yeah, he's out for 7
Is he throwing,
days.
though?
He was out there wrapped up today, and he was just out there mimicking throws. He wasn't doing anything. He wasn't handling the football or anything like that. He was just going through the motions. So we'll see what he looks like next week. He's going to travel with the team, I'm pretty sure, though, if for no other reason for the learning experience. So we'll see how he develops and what they diagnose for next week and see if he can get back on the field. Yeah. It's a story.
It was a pretty good thing that we have at least 2 weeks because at least the next game isn't like on Sunday, you know?
Right.
You know, we got time.
Or else he'd definitely be out. So he may be available for the Eagles game. So, and he may still play, you know, because, but the bad thing about it is, Eric, if you see him come on the field, you know he's not going to pass the ball. So that's why I don't know what they're going to do with that. We'll see how it develops. So, Eric, I think, you know what, let's see what happens tomorrow. I may be back tomorrow. Okay? Looking for you. Otherwise, I'll see you Friday.
I'll catch you later.
Phil. Appreciate you, Phil.
All right, Ronbo.
Night, Eric.
All right, later.
You. And it's chill. Phil. Phil, give us yours. Phil, get in here, man.
Hey, Ronbo.
Ah, Phil.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I've got still all confidence in the world in what they're doing in that front office. But Phil, some of the things you noticed today, your observations and opinion.
Well, first of all, Debo is not going to be the punt returner.
I'm pretty
He's
sure
never
that
returned punts,
that'd be nice.
and he is too physical to be a punt returner. He would get hurt.
Yeah.
Ayuk is the best punt returner we have. He was an elite punt returner at Arizona State. But I don't want him doing punt returns.
I know.
Probably the best guy that we have that's going to catch the ball and make sure you catch the ball is Sanu. He's got the best hands on the team, and he's done punt returns.
And that's been said.
So I think could be that go-to guy. You know, Kyle wants a guy that's going to make sure he's going to catch the ball first.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he went with Trent Taylor over the years instead of some of the other guys as punt return guys.
Good point. Hands. Yes.
And Kyle just doesn't want a punt turnover.
Muffed.
And yeah. So Sanu might be the guy. But if you want an elite punt returner, if we get the playoffs, then you put Ayuk in there because all bets are off. You want to go for everything you can get. So at that point in time, but during the season, I think they may go with Sanu. Sherfield, I don't think so. I just, I don't know. Elijah Mitchell, I don't know if he can do that.
One question though, Phil. Sanu's not going to get away, even if he breaks the initial line. So I mean,
no,
you just want good field position.
He may get you 5-10 yards, something like that, but he's not going to break away. But he's going to catch the ball.
And that's important. We've seen too many times when turnovers have the other team on the 5 or 10 yard line.
You don't want a turnover on a punt is almost certain points
suicide.
For the other team.
Yeah. Punt. I mean, 3 points if nothing else. Exactly.
Yeah. Kickoffs are mostly touchbacks anyway. If you get a kickoff return, you catch the ball, you just go, and Elijah Mitchell can do that. But punts, you just want a guy that's going to make sure he catches the ball first.
You got to protect that ball. That's right.
I think that's the way it is.
I think you're right.
Especially in Kyle's mind.
Yeah.
Just based on what I've seen.
Well, a turnover from the punt is crippling. Kickoff or punt, it's really crippling. You put the team already in advantageous position. Yeah, it's really important. See, that's a good point, too.
So, I mean, as far as punt return, I'm not going to worry about that. I like our team, what they did. We lost a couple guys on the that were claimed off of waivers. Yeah, those guys probably would have been signed on the practice squad if they didn't.
They didn't
get picked up.
For sure, Simba was. Otherwise, Travis Benjamin would have.
The guy that Seattle picked up was going to get cut anyway, and
Shipley.
He was not going to get picked up. So. Good
He
luck
just
with
needs
that,
offensive linemen.
Seattle.
He doesn't care if they're good or not. I need bodies.
Exactly. But I'm pretty pleased with what we did. We got our center, Grimble.
Yeah, that was important.
McKivitz is back, so if Compton doesn't pay off, we can bring him back up. I mean, we've got everything. Holkett with the fullback. I mean, we've got everything right there.
Phil, Compton's on the 53.
Right, but if he doesn't pan out, you can always pull up McKivitz and cut Compton.
Yeah.
So, there's things you can do. You can work that practice squad into your backups. And so, I think we've got backups at the points where we need to have backups. I'm glad Travis Benjamin is signed. So if either Jennings or Hurd doesn't work out, you can bring in the speed guy. I mean, you can do a lot of things. So I think we're good. So I'm happy. We've got no injuries right now. per se, no major injuries. And the injuries we do have
They're healing up.
is saving players till later in the year.
Yeah, they're coming back.
Like
They're not done.
Jeffrey Wilson, you've got Hurst, you've got all these guys that are just sitting there that are going to be available in 3 or 6 weeks. So
Phil, it's like bodies in the bank.
I think we're in exactly that we don't even have to put on the practice squad. So, I mean, I love our situation. So let's go. Let's start week 1.
Coming to get you, Don.
You know what? We won't see Don Burr after 2 weeks. So I mean, rest in peace.
The 12th of September. There must be a song that starts off the 12th of September. Don's going to rewrite that song.
Yeah.
Phil, have you seen some of the scores, some of the spread that the 49ers are supposed to be distancing between them and the Lions that day? It's hilarious.
Yeah, well.
Phil, we got to go,
The
Phil.
Lions have a new coach, a new quarterback, and only one fan.
Somebody's mom.
Yeah. No, Don Burr.
Yeah. 2 fans. Don, Phil, we gotta go. I'm gonna look for you tomorrow.
All right,
Robo. If I get back here, otherwise I'll see you Friday. All right, fam.
All right. Take care.
You
Bye.
too. You gotta be careful how much we laugh between now and then. Anything could happen wrong. See, the dark one. See.
Hey, Rambo, you don't know what to say, right?
What? No, Z, the dark one. I'm gonna write you up a whole tune before the season's over. But yeah. What do I need to say? Go ahead.
The dark one is here.
Oh. Okay, production, we gotta write that. The dark one is here. See, I'll remember that. You got me now. Let me jot that down. Make no mistake. I will not make a mistake twice. Z, you saw what
Funny
happened.
because
You saw the players that left.
every time
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said every time I walk in the room, they're like, "Oh my God, he's here! He's here! He's here!"
How does it feel to have to deal with that? Now you got to come in and not disappoint. You know what I'm saying? Well, Zay, give me some, man, on today's practice squad, how it developed, anything you would have done differently. Are you satisfied with the job that the front office did to get us through this and leave us in pretty fair shape? Some of the options that were taken. I still don't appreciate Simba being gone. We don't have a punt returner yet that's been named. You just heard about Sanu, and we also we heard about Debo. Do you have a candidate for punt return, since we're on that subject anyway?
All right, so first things first, I see that they brought HaHa and Dante Johnson.
Oh, I forgot to
the
mention
practice
that.
Squad.
True.
That's good because we was talking about that yesterday. We were saying we thought they would have stayed, but they're back, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing I can see as punt return or kick return, whatever which one we are really on, Travis Benjamin, probably.
I don't know how many times you can use a player on the practice squad. You can bring him up every week, I guess. If for financial reasons, it's a good thing they put him on the practice squad. I agree. And it's the only logical candidate, right?
Right.
We'll see.
Or you give it to Sanu.
Yeah. Somebody said, it's been said that Sanu's also done this before. I've never seen that. I'm going to go to YouTube. I want to see what he looks like on punt returns because I'm curious about that.
He's probably too old to do it now, but.
Yeah. Sanu, I don't know how fast he ever was, but you're right. I don't know. Yeah. He does have good hands, though. So maybe that's the thinking. And like Phil said, we want somebody who's going to take care of that ball on the kick and punt returns. It's not necessary that you bust one all the way back to the other end zone, but don't be dropping the ball down there where the other team has an advantage to get into the end zone. They're going to score points no matter what, usually every time you do that. 3 points, touchdown, you put him in position 4. It's very important.
What about the running back Mitchell?
See, I wonder how good his hands are. That was a good catch he made. Is that one of his fortes? Because tracking the ball at that height, it ain't easy. So, yeah, I guess. He looked good to me.
Or you can make Ambry Thomas or Lenore. Somebody gonna get a job.
Ambry, you're right. Nobody's talking about Ambry. He's a candidate with that 4.3 speed. If Ambry breaks loose, goodbye. Forgot about that. Him. He's been forgettable as far as a cornerback is why. So I forgot. Ambry's gonna be okay though. Soon.
Yeah, we don't want to see any of our wide receivers do it. The main wide receivers, we need them for the wide receiver role. We don't want them to give them too much, put too much on their body to the point where they're not gonna perform at the wide receiver position.
Don't be lame. Don't be pulling no muscles, no ankles, no ouchies. We need him 100%. That's right. I agree. So. Shanahan will make that call sometime soon. He's got to do it within the next few days, actually, because they got to work on that all next week.
I was really hoping they was going to get Simba back, but, Chicago saw that. Like, we need him.
They didn't even wait. Man, scoop. Whoa, Simba, baby. Anybody call you yet? No. All right. You are now a Chicago Bear. Damn. Cold as it is? Never mind. I'll be out there tomorrow. Dang.
Oh, snap. He's going to be with Fields.
Yeah. They might let him play wide receiver in Chicago.
I think so.
Because he was going to have trouble breaking into this lineup as far as wide receiver goes. But, yeah. Z? Did we lose Z?
I'm still here, man.
Oh, there you are, yeah.
No,
Z, you want anything? You want to add anything else? Otherwise, I'm going to see you Friday.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else. It's just that Kyle Shanahan's he's gonna get together for that position.
Absolutely. That's what he does. And we'll be
impressed. Just want to thank you, man.
Hey, thanks, Z. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go see you shortly. Looking forward to hearing from what you got to say next. As the Dark One is now about to make his exit. I'll see you shortly, fam.
All right.
All right.
Dark One out.
Yeah. And hey, Jay.
Hello?
Jay? You barely.
Oh, what's up?
Jay, man, we're looking at the final product here. Hey, you know what's so funny, Jay? Because this may not be the final product. Yeah. Because you look at what they did today. Got the practice squad all lined up, lost a few bodies. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do next. You got Trey with the chip finger, and you wonder if they're telling us the truth or not. It's just things like that you wonder, are we going to be okay? Jay, if you had your choice, though, was there anything you would have done different in assembling things after? And Jay Hurd, is it going to be okay with you? What they've done with Jay Hurd? And do you agree with the assessments put on him as his potential is too big to even be thinking about telling him goodnight? Jay? Did we lose? That's a new Jay too, because I didn't recognize that voice actually.
Hello.
Oh, Jay, did you catch any of that? Do you have any comment?
What about Jalen Hurd?
Jalen Hurd,
you said
of course.
Yeah,
I was saying John Lynch has already said that Jalen Hurd, there's too much upside to him. He's got too many things he can offer. We know it. He knows it. We just want to go ahead and cultivate it a little further. And is that something that does that rest easy with you? We talked about Hurd a lot yesterday, but we didn't hear from you yesterday. But John Lynch is defending the 49ers keeping Jalen Hurd for plenty of extra reasons than what we may have discussed, because a lot of people think it ain't ethical. Jalen Hurd ain't did nothing. Other guys have been working their butt off and they got cut. How do you feel about that situation?
If he's healthy, it's good, honestly. But if he wasn't, it would have
Yeah.
been weird if they would have put him in the 53 man roster.
Yeah.
So
And
he has a lot of potential. So I hope he's
endless.
healthy. Yep.
Yeah, because like John Lynch says, he's got skills on top of skills, and he's actually got more of an arsenal than probably every receiver we have. So
How tall is he? He's like what, 6 foot
six, almost
four or
six
five?
five. He's 6'4" and three
Damn.
quarters. Call him 6'5". That's a big man.
Trey's gonna love him probably. Yep. Since he
Trey,
throws high.
any quarterback
And
that's
Trey
on the
Lance.
field is going to love him. And Jimmy was talking about him before the season started because you got a long athletic target. So now the ball gets away, it's an errant throw or just a so-so throw. Hurd can go get it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about something like this hypothetical. What if we have another losing season? But this, I know this is not gonna happen. Let's just say we have another losing season. Do we like what? Do you think Kyle's in the hot seat or no?
Uh, God, that's gonna be discussed all off season long.
Because
Automatically,
Kyle
he'd be in the
has
hot seat. Automatically, actually.
yeah. He's have only like one winning season, right?
Yeah,
In 49ers.
yeah, that's it. Out of the entire time, he's had one
But
season.
but you know th- that's not gonna happen though. Pretty
No,
sure it's not.
no. We got too
No.
much
But
depth
if it
now.
does happen, like how Kyle has like no track record of what's it called developing a quarterback.
Yeah,
Do we like trade for get a head coach that like Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs?
yeah. Of
You,
course,
you
everybody
think
knows
like
Eric.
if we have another losing season, we should get that guy because he has been around Patrick Mahomes and you know
I don't
uh,
know. Is Eric entirely responsible for Mahomes' a progression into
well
the
it's Andy
NFL?
Reid,
Yeah,
that's Andy Reid, I'm pretty sure, but he has had like some input or whatever in
true,
his development probably,
true. Um, you know,
or there's other head coaches out there.
see, that's what I was going to ask you next. You get rid of Shanahan. Shanahan's been the victim of some strange circumstances. When everything's punching on cylinders, all cylinders, and everybody stays healthy, Shanahan's going to beat you. That's just what he does.
Yeah.
But he needs his weaponry. If you take all his weapons, he's going to lose. If you continue to take all his weapons, Jed York may consider that. If we have an exodus of guys going down to injury this year, Jed's not going to fire him. Because he's going to know I bring another coach in, and he's going to get his butt kicked worse than this if we have the same situation. If anything, I got to figure out how or what has got to be done to see if we can
To
keep
get
our
rid
players
of
on the
the
field.
injury
Yeah, yeah. Look at McVay.
or what?
He doesn't let his players play. All preseason long, he doesn't let anybody play. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know how you prepare for the season, but the Rams seem to do all right with that. So, I'm not sure what to do about that or what they're going to do. I don't know what the thought process would be. What do you do? Send everybody to church after practice every day? I don't really have an idea what they're going to work with that. It's a scary problem.
Yeah.
And hopefully every other year we seem to not have that problem. So, Jay, maybe not this year. I think the 49ers got a lot of depth.
Yeah.
The defensive line's got hundreds of guys that can come in. We got two very solid quarterbacks. There's no CJ. There's no Nick Mullins if things go south there. You got a linebacking room that's stout. Yeah, our cornerbacks, a defensive back situation may be a little tenuous, but not very bad. It's probably pretty going to be okay as long as that front line is intact. I don't think we should be worried about that this year. So hypotheticals are something we don't need to deal with just yet.
You hear me?
Hey, Jim, we're gonna go. Let's.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, man. We'll see you Friday if you got some time for us.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, man.
Bye.
Uh,
Have a good day.
you too. And we move quickly to D&T. Denise and his sidekick Daisy. Denise, get in here. I've not talked to you in days.
How's it going, brother?
Denise, I want to first ask you
You
though.
know what? Actually, you have perfect timing because me and we were walking and it started pouring at us, so me and Daisy were running.
Denise,
I'm like, hopefully it's not my time.
Denise, you're muffled and. Are you doing something different with the phone? I could hear your sound. I couldn't make words.
Hold on, let me go in the house. It could be where I'm located because I'm outside. No, can you hear me now?
A little better. Still have a strange echoing effect going on, but I can. You're a little more audible. Go ahead, Denise.
Is it better now?
Somewhat the same. It still sounds like you're talking into a can.
Give me 2 seconds.
Are you using headphones, Denise?
Can you hear me now?
You were using headphones. I can hear you clearly now.
Okay.
Yeah. Denise, one thing I'm curious about too before you get started though is are birds still flying through air, bursting into flames and coming down, hitting the ground fully roasted in Arizona? How's it doing out there now?
Well, it's actually nice right now because, like I said, it just rained, so it's actually pretty decent right now.
Right.
It's not really. I'm not sure even what the weather is right now, but it's actually not bad right now. It's 90 right now.
Ooh, that's a cool day.
It is.
That's crazy. Anyway. Well, Denise, give me, we're going over some of the things that have taken place now. Now the dust is somewhat settled in Santa Clara. Denise, what are your feeling and evaluations on what's taking place here? Are you satisfied, including what John Lynch has said about Jalen Hurd? Because I don't think we heard your opinion about the Hurd situation. We lost Simba. And go ahead.
Honestly, Hurd, my opinion is I'll believe it when I see it. I like Jalen Hurd, but he hasn't been able to get on the field. So if he can stay healthy this year and show us something great, I think if he gets injured again, I think we need to be done. Like, I think it's this year or bust for Jalen Hurd as far as I'm concerned. But that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
where Jalen Hurd is concerned.
Yeah. I wonder if he feels really nervous out there because, his face indicated to me when I was watching the Raider game, I got to be really careful. All I could think was looking at him, he was so stoic in his look. I got to be really careful. I cannot get hurt today.
He did look like that. And I think that's why he dropped a couple passes because I think I mean, nerves, rust, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Like, you could call it 100 different things. But can someone explain to me, like I'm 3, because obviously I don't know what I'm watching, because I could have swore that someone, and it could have even been my man Kyle, or it could have even been John Lynch. Can someone explain to me, like I'm 3, why Tom Compton is still on our team?
That should be Denise, there is no explanation for that. But I do remember Kyle saying, as the season started, Tom and John both look really good. It appears they've made some adjustments in their games and made some improvements. And I'm thinking, okay, Kyle, he's just being nice because Tom Compton, I can't imagine him having made any improvements that are going to impress anybody. So I guess Kyle was serious.
They said he played better at the end of last year. I'm like, what was I watching? Because I'm like, I must have been hallucinating then, because Tom Compton was not one of my, let's keep that dude.
You can blow through him. You can blow through him and make it. If people talk about Michael McGlinchey, nobody's saying anything about Tom Compton because they don't expect any more from him than they've seen. But they say McKivitz's floor is lower than Tom's. I said, come on, man. Kyle, please. He would have to be 16 feet below dirt. Come on, man.
I will say that was the one thing that pissed me off was we got rid of Webster, but we kept Tom Compton. I'm like, seriously?
See?
I was like, okay, obviously, wow. I'm like, I really don't know what I'm paying attention to. I need to really put the TV close so I can see, because obviously I'm blind when I'm watching it.
Just keep your fingers crossed that we don't reach so deep down into our depth chart that Tom has to come trotting out on the field. Kyle's getting a lot of trouble for that if that should happen.
I know. I'm like, yeah, Tom. It's oh my God. The guy, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, but the guy that the Seahawks swooped in and got, he was better than Compton, I thought.
No, Shepley.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know. Pete Carroll took Shepley. I don't know why he didn't try to take McKivitz or even Brandon. The guy we picked at the backup center. Pete missed it on that.
Oh,
good.
Well, I was upset about him too, but he actually made it back to our practice squad because I was like, we didn't have a true backup to our center position. I'm like, why would you let him go? But maybe they knew that he was not going to get picked up, and that's why they were like, we can cut him and and let him come to our practice squad. I don't know. Because I that's the one part of it that I'm not real, like, that's not my knowledge base. But anyways, I was just like, oh, man. I was really hoping we kept Webster. But,
Well, at least we got Brunskill back.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, Brunskill wasn't that great at center last year, if we all recall. That wasn't really his calling card. So,
True,
yeah, that actually didn't make it.
He looks a little better now. Maybe he just needed time to work on his craft. But I depended on Brunskill. Did you notice when he blocks? The dude stays blocked. Brunskill will run you all the way down the field as if he's got some kind of adhesive on you. I noticed that. I said, look at Brunskill. He's not letting that guy up. Good. I like that.
And you know what's funny is, and I know that, people can talk smack. I don't care. It's like, because I love my boy Kyle. Kyle cracks me up. He is like, I love it. He's like, yeah, I'm not telling you that. He's like, yeah, I'm not telling you that either. I'm like, you are so awesome. I just love you.
Mm. And I think you'll love it.
I'm not telling you that either.
Watch ESPN News. They always have the ladies keep the guys in line. I forget ESPN. I forget her name. But she says, and they showed just the part you're talking about right now. They showed Kyle saying, "No, I don't have an answer to that." And you know what? You guys keep asking me. The only reason I'm just being respectful. Lady says, "Okay, all right, Kyle, and we're going to continue to ask you that until you give us an affirmative action. How she put it? A confirmed answer." So I'm sitting there like, you know what? Kyle doesn't have to do anything. You guys need to stop.
And you know what's so funny is everyone is hating on him. Like, it is so funny. They're like, oh, Kyle's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's talking all this shit. And I'm like, okay, people, first of all, Kyle doesn't owe the media anything.
Right.
He doesn't have to tell them shit. I'm like, he doesn't have to tell them anything. I'm like, he can,
We're lockstep on that. We're going to see. Kyle didn't even answer any questions today, so he probably got away from me. He's probably delighted. Denise, I'll be back Friday, depending on what happens tomorrow.
I'm probably the only one, real quick, who's super excited about the 2 QB system. I think it's going to be, because Kyle is so smart. I think if anyone in the league could make a 2 QB system work, it's Kyle.
Probably. Makes sense. The guy's
And
brilliant.
by the way, I want a quick shout out before you hang up on me. Shout out to my TNT family. Love y'all. But a special shout out to Mariah, Faithfully Podcast. Check her out. She's on fire. Check her out. That's my girl. She's got her shit blowing up. Check her out.
All right. There you go, Mariah. Mariah, what? Is it just Mariah on YouTube?
It's Mariah Faithfully Podcast.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that, actually. I see her on Twitter. All right. Thank you for that. All right, Denise. See you either tomorrow or the next day. All right.
All right.
Night.
Much love, everybody. Have a good night.
Back at you. Night, Denise. And
Good night.
Let's go check out Steven. Steven, get in here, man.
What's up, Ronbo?
Steven, man, we're just sitting back and you look very comfortable there, too.
I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable right now.
Well, listen, bro, we're
What's
looking
going
at we're looking at the situation here as it is now. We know what's going to happen. We know we're not going to have. We don't have a kick returner that we for sure know is going to be. That's going to be his job. And
I can tell you who would be a perfect one, and I agree with Will on that. What was it? On his idea of having Sanu do it.
Oh,
because
Phil.
Sanu does have really good hands. But the thing is, we need someone who's fast and who's not going to fumble. Now, I would like Ayuk to do it, but we're going to need him as much as possible, especially if we're going to do that whole 2 QB offense. We need Ayuk. We need Ayuk on the front line for whenever we need a jet sweep or anything like that, because no one else does it better than him outside of, Debo Samuel. We can't be having Debo do it 24/7 like we worked Jerick McKinnon last year. So, but outside of that, go ahead.
I just don't. I really like, because we got a little taste of him. I mean, Elijah Mitchell looked awesome. I don't know how well he could track though. This is so important. And when you say Sanu or Ayuk, this is what they do. They know how to navigate, and when the ball's in the air, they know where to get. It's like a center fielder or in baseball. He's got to know how to track that ball and make that catch. Everybody doesn't have that skill. So I don't know if that's something Elijah Mitchell does well. He did it well the other day. But once he gets the ball, it's pure dynamite. That run was electric, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, his run after his injury was like a spectacle to see. I'll say that. But one of the people, I'm bummed out. I mean, I'm bummed out about how fast Nasimba Webster went to Chicago, and I'm really bummed out about Justin Hilliard too. Justin Hilliard, I really thought he was going to stay, but with how good
Steven,
he was and how.
And speak to that. Look at the linebackers we have now. Which one would you replace with Hilliard, if you could?
That's the hard part. I don't know.
See,
the D line was so deep that we had to make some of the toughest cuts, and it's just, you hate to see him go. You hate to see it. You really do.
Steven, they didn't. That's what they didn't do. They didn't bother any of the 11 guys. 11 guys. That's got to be a new record for the 49ers as far as defensive linemen. 11 guys. Normally, I think it's 8 or 9, but we took 11 guys. And that means you can't have an extra guy on the linebacker crew because you've already allocated all your numbers to the defensive line.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, man, this is the most we've had. I don't know in how long. I don't know if ever. But, one thing I thought of, because I still see a lot of people not liking the whole 2 QB offense. The reason why, and I'm going to go ahead and speculate here, the reason why we're doing a 2 QB offense is to slowly incorporate Trey into the NFL, so that way when Jimmy G's contract is up by the end of the year and we decide to cut him,
he won't look
Trey's
scared.
already ready.
Yeah.
So Trey already knows what he's getting into. That's why I like the 2 QB offense. Granted, I mean, he did, jam his finger and fracture his finger, but it's not that serious. I mean, he'll get used to it. It's going to happen regardless, no matter what.
Yeah. But also, that's another thing, and it's a teachable moment for the coaches. You notice when Trey throws the ball, it's something like Kaepernick. It's a big, long throw. You've got to compact that. I don't know if it's going to affect his throw, but he's got to bring that throw down and protect yourself when they're coming in close, because usually when a quarterback throws the ball, it's this number with the hand, right? That's when you're vulnerable to these kind of injuries. And there's been guys that have been taken out for months, sometimes an entire season, because of that kind of injury. So I'm sure I hope the coach is going to work at him with that. He's got to shorten up his delivery. I don't know if you can add to the quickness, because what we're seeing is natural. So we'll see. He's got some things. You've got to work these things out as a rookie, and this is the point of the time when he's got to get these things worked out.
Well, his key thing that he does need to work on is how he throws the ball, too. If you look at how he throws and how strong he throws, it's wobbly. We've all seen the footage of him playing live. It's all wobbly. Now, a lot of things can contribute to that. But personally, from what I know from throwing the ball, is like hand placement, where he places his hand. I mean, granted, it's the NFL. You have a split second of to properly place your hand before you launch it. But
it comes with reps.
It comes with reps. He'll fix it. My another thing I wanted to talk about was Jalen Hurd. Oh man, I don't think he should have been kept on the 53-man roster, but you know what? He is a 3rd-round pick. He's stuck with us for we're stuck with him for 2 years, I should say. And, John and Kyle want to use him because they don't want to look stupid in front of Jay. Here we have this, draft pick that was supposed to be the next best thing on the team, and he's out for 2 seasons. So it's like, what? Either do or die at this point for all three of them, really.
True, Stephen. But you know what? If he was a lesser player, he'd be so out of here. And I don't know if they would have spent that much time on a lesser player. He is that good. We got to keep our fingers crossed that he stays out there long enough to get back into Jalen Hurd form. If that happens, he could be the top receiver we have. He's got that kind of potential. So
now, one thing I do want to talk about before I leave is
we're gonna have to hold right there, though, Steve, because we're completely out of time now. We went over.
Okay, David, I'll leave with this.
Bookmark that. Okay. Well, go ahead. You got 1 sentence or so. Go ahead.
All right, gotcha. Why did we cut Jordan Matthews for Charlie Warner? That's all I'm going to say.
Well, Jordan's back. So,
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's on the practice squad. All right, fam. I'll see you Friday.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, Steve.
See you Friday.
Great night. You too. All right. There he is. Steven. Great to see Steven on the Zoom. That's cool. Rebel D. Love the Hisoka shirt. Hisoka shirt. Is that what this is? I got this shit. Dude, thanks for that contribution, fam. And Bobo says, let our hearts be with linebacker coach Johnny Holland. Yes. I don't know why I haven't mentioned this before either. I did it on Twitter. Johnny Holland, if you didn't know, his cancer's come back, and thank you, Coach, for coaching Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Aziz Al-Shar. Johnny Holland's been right in there in the mix, along with D'Amico Ryans, to make sure that we got something. We keep the best linebackers in football, and usually, even during Borland's time, we've always got a smoking red hot linebacker in the lineup every year. Willis. Bowman, come on, man. And now you look at Fred Warner, one of the top 100 in the NFL. It's all the time. And then you look at Dre. Dre, you know how high Dre would probably be rated if not for Fred Warner? See, this is what I'm talking about. So, Bobo, good call. Thanks for the contribution. Hey, Emilio, boom, boom, boom. Emilio, ho, 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 ho. Emilio.
Yo.
I love when you call in when people are complaining about things, because, ain't nobody happy with having.
Well, hold on.
Go ahead, because whatever you offer, I'm ready.
Is Don Bird really a Niner fan? Because this ain't the only podcast he's been on. He's been on other ones,
heard about
and it's starting to get real funny. I said, this dude is killing me. And I was on there, and I'm like, wait, is that the same Don Bird that be on Ronbo?
I've heard about it. Is.
Dude, I said,
he has no shame. He uses the same name everywhere he goes. So, that's the same Don Bird.
I said, this dude, he needs to get a life. Or like I said, he's an undercover Niner fan. He just wants to keep pushing the issue. He's a Lions fan.
He needs to confess.
I'm like, who does that? I'm like,
after
December
12th.
Okay, I give you going on maybe one of them. You're talking trash, but you're going on more than one.
That's a lot of time.
You need to stop, dude.
You spend a lot of time, right? So, Don, we expect from you to December 12th to announce.
Is he a kid or is he a grown-up?
No, he's a grown man. He called in here. Yeah, he calling in here. He calling in all kind of attitude.
He ain't got nothing better to do with his life.
Yeah. That's a grown-ass man.
He needs to find a day job or something with himself.
Yes. Myra 49 Faithful, there she is, fam. Click her up, because she said Don's in her over bothering her, too. So, he needs to confess after the 12th. All right, y'all, you got me, man. You figured me out. I'm a 49er fan from here on out. Don, man, you ain't playing with no. Come on, man, we know.
No, man.
Get on it, man. The things that are being complained about, you probably already heard, all the way from Simple Webster being picked up by the Bears. Hilliard.
Yeah, you know what? I seen it. I was annoyed. I said, really, like I said, I get it with Hurd. I'm just really hoping he's not another Pettis, that where it just, the whole Shanahan thing. That's why you complain about Compton. I'm like, Shanahan's really getting to the point where, like, dude, you're having too much faith in these players and they haven't done anything, or they did one great thing and you're holding on to them. I'm like, this is the one problem I have with Shanahan. Other than that, he's a great coach, but it's just once that he holds on to these players, he doesn't want to let go. He wouldn't want to let go of Pettis for so long. He didn't want to let go of Frieda, and finally said, forget it. And same thing with Pettis. I'm like, to me, he kind of needs to stop that. Like I said, I know you want your players to be cool with your players. They fight it. They get into your system, but I'm like, you can't be doing it. You do what Belichick does. Hey, if you
don't
want
have
to
any
play for the team,
attachments.
fine. If not,
Yeah.
get the hell out, dude. If you can't catch the ball, you can't block, get the hell on. That's all. Like, that Shanahan needs to start playing a little bit more of a hard ass. Like I said, get along with the guys, but it's just he needs to act more like Belichick. Like, dude, you don't like it? Deuces, you're gone. You can't catch the ball, you're gone. You can't block my quarterback. Go, you gotta figure something out. It's just getting to that point where, like, dude, Shanahan needs to honestly really stop that. It's getting bad.
True.
Like I
But,
said,
like I
I'm
said
just
earlier, Evie, though,
hoping Hurd,
if he was a lesser player, he'd have been cut.
That's not the point, man.
I know
it
it.
just gets to the point where you see what Belichick did with Antonio Brown. Dude, Juices, you got a problem. Dude, you're gone. It's just simple. Either you're gonna play for the team or you're not. You're gonna catch the ball or you're not. Like I said, you're gonna block. You're not gonna fumble. Simple stuff. If you're not gonna do that, get off the team. Like I said, like Shanahan, I'm all for him. But when he does stuff like that, it's just like, dude, you've done it one too many times with these players. So you're holding on to them, and it doesn't get you nowhere.
And
Like
it's
I
already
said,
proven to bite him in the
I get
butt.
the loyalty program. Like I said, I get the loyalty program, but you get to the point like, come on now, you cannot be doing it. You waste up roster spots, and we all start complaining. Well, see, he should have never done it. And so, like I said, it gets to the point. Like I said, I know I might not be the only one that is getting irritated with this, but
No, there's lots.
it's getting to the point where Shanahan needs to really honestly stop that. That it's either going to be the player's job or his job on the line. So, it needs to get to that point when I do.
And it is going to be the case at the end of the season when they look back on everything, and when you start trying to find reasons for fault, that could be one of them. But I still, Simba Webster, Kyle has this thing about he's got to do more than just special teams. I don't keep people just to play special teams.
I get that, but like I said, I'd rather keep the rookie over a guy that hasn't played over 2 years. Yeah. I get what he means. I'm not knocking that, but it's just, come on. I'd rather get was he undrafted?
No, Simba.
Or did we draft him?
I'm not.
Yeah.
You're not talking about.
Well, either
Simba. I don't know where. Simba was with the Rams.
Simba over him because Simba is still. He showed like he showed he could do something. He can return kicks and catch the ball. So, with Hurd, he had one good game against Cowboys 2 years ago, and after that we haven't heard anything because he got hurt twice in 2 years. Yeah. I'd rather get, like I said, to me, I'd rather give Simba a shot and see where we can go from there. At least we can develop. And if he doesn't work out, simple, you just cut him, let him go, and find somebody else. That's it. So it's just not like we didn't have no receivers, not like we don't have other positions that we can uphold, but it's just those things. Like I said, I'm just really hoping he pans out. Because if not, it's going to be another Pettis situation. It's going to be like, God damn, we could have just kept somebody else over here.
Pettis, maybe more like the Jet, because Pettis wasn't taking no time off. He just turned up sorry all of a sudden.
Well, no, but it's just, okay, but at the same time, Shanahan kept holding on to him. I'm like, dude, you're throwing him the ball. He's not catching it. You're giving him shots. He's not catching it. Once in a while, he would catch the ball, but then he drop it.
You saw what he did. He benched him. And remember, the coach, somebody asked him, Dante Pettis only got 3 snaps. Really? I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. Kyle's slick with that stuff.
I can't compare really what's his name, the Bourne. The Bourne did more, but at the same time, there was that situation when he did drop the ball too. So it's kind of a situation where it's like, it's like we need progress. We can't have key players digressing. They show something like digressing, and then when we need them, it's not happening. So,
we got to pull up. But I'll tell you what, if anything great happens, I'm going to be back. If anything happens, I'll be back tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you Friday.
All right, I'll holler at you, man.
Looking for you, fam.
All right. You have a good night, man.
You too. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, media speaks for a lot of people. A lot of people feel that way about Hurd, and a lot of people don't. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be the thing where as we watch the season progress, and Hurd gets incorporated a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. He's either going to make everybody happy or he's going to piss everybody off, and that in turn is going to link him to the people who made the decision to keep him. Right? So it's from the blue waters of Hawaii. Tony!
Aloha, Ronbo. How you been, man?
Tony, doing great, man. I always love to hear from you. Tony, by the way, do you like or enjoy eating poi?
I do enjoy eating poi. Here's the thing about poi is that it's kind of like wine a little bit in the sense that the best poi needs to age a little bit. So the trick with poi is to tie it up, in an airtight container and leave it at room temperature for about, I'd say 36 hours, just so it gets a little bit more flavor developed. It gets a little bit sour. And poi, I enjoy eating poi by itself, but it's really great as a condiment to go along with your proteins, your pork or your beef or your fish, and then you'll mix that together with the rice, and then it kind of binds the flavor together. But I think poi is delicious.
I got it.
Do you like poi, Ronbo?
I've tasted it once a long time ago, but now what you're saying, I got to go pursue it now a little heavier. All right. Let's talk some football now. We got poi all situated. Tony, give me some of the situation that's going on right now, and you know all the situation. You got the situation with Simba. We lost a punt return man, and there's a void we're probably looking at now to fill. You've also got the situation going on, of course, with John Lynch coming out and saying why we kept, because I guess they heard all the rumblings around the empire. For John to even address that was pretty funny. So, Tony, your feeling?
Well, I guess starting with Simba, he was great to watch, and he had definite return ability. I also think at the end of the day, he was a luxury the roster just couldn't afford in order to keep all the odds and ends together. Because ultimately, the thing I think a lot of people are forgetting about this team because of the fact that we traded 3 years worth of first-round draft picks and a third-round draft pick for a quarterback at number 3. All we can talk about is offense, and specifically the quarterback. And it's kind of taken focus away from what's really going to be winning the games for the 49ers this year, and that's going to be this defense.
Yes.
So you look at the way that the roster is constructed currently, and I believe they kept, 11 defensive linemen. And so they have that deep, strong defensive line. And so if Simba had to be sacrificed so we could ultimately keep Jordan Willis and Hurst, I think it's going to be worth it at the end of the day, because while special teams are important, we do have other players on the team who can return punts and kicks and maybe do some more stuff too. But that defensive line is going to be playing a lot more often than a punt and a kick returner is going to play. And ultimately, I think that as a unit, it's a lot stronger that we kept those extra players on the defensive line. And then unfortunately we had to lose a talented return man like Simba. But, I also don't know what he would have developed into beyond just a return man, because he was heralded specifically as a special teams player, which is great. But, Kyle Shanahan is always talking about positionless football and positional versatility. So we got Mitchell, who can return kicks and run the ball. We got, Ayuk, theoretically maybe, although probably not, who can return punts and also catch the ball. I know, well, Sherfield's a gunner. I think that there are other places on the team that just needed to be addressed and, needed to be stronger than the return game, especially considering that every single game last year, what I remember is our return guys just fair catching the ball and not taking it. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's sad that we lost Simba, but it just shows also how good the 49ers scouting is, that they're able to find these sorts of players. But the roster had other needs.
Excellent point.
In regards to John Lynch today, I guess he was pressed on both, I think, Tom Compton and also on Jalen Hurd.
Yeah.
So I don't understand Tom Compton. I mean, maybe he has some dirty laundry on Parag or something, and he's like a must keep on the team or something. But I was relieved to see that they brought back the backup center, and to a lesser degree that they were able to bring back Colton McKivitz to the practice squad. So we were able to retain some interior offensive line depth on that practice squad. And Jalen Hurd, I missed the Jalen Hurd discussion because I've been busy and not necessarily able, given time differences, to always call in as often as I used to. And I remain excited about Jalen Hurd, but like many of the other callers have pointed out, I'll believe it when I see it at this point. And on Sunday, I saw him dropping passes that I think he probably should have caught. And some of the other more prominent 49ers beat writers were pointing out that he may have lost some of his short area quickness and his burst. And, that some of that might be rust, or it might also be him just playing cautiously in a preseason game, And we know he doesn't necessarily enjoy practicing and is kind of like someone who kind of has the D Ford practice schedule, even though he doesn't have the accolades of D Ford to back it up. So let's hope he's a game day player. And I've called in before and saying how much I really, really was excited for Jalen Hurd, but so far we haven't seen it. And that being said, 6'4" wide receiver could be a big end zone threat. But I look at the wide receiving core, and they've added some size all the way around. So
we don't have any little people.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing about Jalen Hurd, and it kind of came to fruition a little bit in that Raiders game, which was neat, was there was that one play where we had the goal line play. It was Trey's touchdown run, where it was a goal line play where it was the read option that were I believe Mostert and Hurd were both in on the motion in that play, and we really didn't know which weapon it was going to go to. And I bring that back to the point that we're going to run the ball this year. We're going to run the heck out of the ball. We are so deep at running back. We drafted the running quarterback. The offensive line is bigger, and hopefully we'll be pushing players back. And if we can hold the ball on offense using the run game, and then with that stout defensive line just crushing opposing offensive lines, this team has the makings of a Super Bowl caliber roster, even if we're paying Jimmy Garoppolo $26 million and have no cap space right now. So anyway, those are my thoughts, Ronbo.
Wonderful. And your perfect timing, too. Tony, always awesome to hear from you. Excellent points, too. All right, fam, I'll be back tomorrow. You know what? I'll be back Friday for sure. So I'm looking for you there, too.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right, take care, sir. I'll do my best. Take care. Aloha.
Aloha. Tony, he made a huge point with that defensive line. Are we emphasizing too much on the wrong thing when really the defense is going to determine how well this team does, most likely anyway, because of the style of football we play? NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC. Remember Kyle Williams? Oh, who can't forget Kyle? And man, I wish you wouldn't have brought him up. I've never gotten over what he did. You need a real punt returner. Anyway, we've got several guys that probably will do, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Dion, come on in, D.
What's going on, Ronbo? How you doing, man?
D, man, we're just sitting here looking at what happened and the things that are being said. And, there's always going to be some ridicule and criticisms of everything that happens, but are they justified in what took place here? The thing about, and Tony just put the light on, we need to stop crying about Simba and start looking at the big picture. I get that. And also, of course, I don't know how you already feel, and I'm sure that's why you got in here tonight, too, to make sure that you let everybody know, I ain't changed my mind on Jalen Hurd, people. Talk about Tom Compton on this team, too, versus anybody. D, you're on.
Yeah, man. As far as Kyle, I'll say this, and I know some people may or may not like this, but what I'll tell you is Kyle is a little bit of an egomaniac. And the reason I state that is because he can't be wrong. Kyle has been wrong on several different players, and he knows he's been wrong, but he doesn't like to look bad. So while you're sitting there and you pick Dante Pettis, and Dante Pettis is trash, and you pick C.J. Beathard, and C.J. Beathard wasn't no better. You picked the running back out of Utah who quit football, never played a snap for us, and then randomly you want to go ahead and pick him and he never played it down for us. Like, all these things, come into play, and Kyle is just sitting there going, nah, I'm not going to let go of this dude. I'm just going to leave it alone because I know for a fact he's great. I know I can get something out of him. You don't know what you're going to get from Jalen Hurd. At the end of the day, why? Because Jalen Hurd has not been on the field. He ain't been healthy. And that last preseason game, what was that? Oh, that was just that was more than enough for us to say he should make the squad. Seriously? As far as Jake Brendel coming back, I like it. Why Tom Compton is on this team is beyond me, but once again, that is another situation of Kyle. And that's the other thing that Kyle does. He's too busy helping the homies all the time. Stop trying to help your friends. Not all your friends can go with you. Like, it's like going from rags to riches. You can't always get, your friends to go with you that's from the hood because they don't know how to mesh. They don't know how to live in that world. So what do? You say, hey, look, man, I'm trying to go ahead and see if we can get this right and make it happen. And if we can, then all right, y'all could come with me. But if y'all don't know how to act in these specific spaces and places, then I can't take y'all with me. And Kyle is so busy bringing all of his homies with him that he doesn't care. That's his idea. He's like, I'm going to bring all my friends. As far as the punt and kick returners, it's most likely going to be Elijah Mitchell and Ambry Thomas. If you think about it, Thomas did it while he was in college. Mitchell has to basically earn his stripes because he ain't been around. He's been injured all preseason, and he needs to go ahead and, grind it out, which I don't think we'll have a problem with. But I would say it'd be those guys because you're not going to use Brandon Ayuk. That would just be dumb.
But now, see, dumb things have happened before. Everybody's keeping their fingers crossed on that because you don't want to put them in harm's way. But then you point out, like Eric said, we want to put the ball in the playmaker's hands. This is what this team's all about. And that even actually has a certain amount of points. You got to score on that. But I don't know. I don't want to see him out there either. Not really. Not for the return.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather keep him healthy and safe rather than dealing with the extra crap and knowing that we're going to kick ourselves in the foot, with him being, not being healthy, possibly being healthy, and we don't want that, man. We want to make sure that these dudes get everything that they can, and we make these dudes, in the stars. And that's the main focal point.
And not put them in risky positions. That's true.
Exactly.
Before we go, though, I do want to point out that, the 49ers were actually satisfied with Jalen doing just what he did, just be able to run up and down the field a little pace.
Yeah.
You heard him say that, right?
They thought that was – yeah, I heard him say that, which makes absolutely no sense to me because at the end of the day, you can't tell me you satisfied with a dude just getting up and down the field and, he ain't never produced for you, not one time. That don't make no sense. I know I wouldn't be just satisfied with a guy just getting down the field. What kind of crap? No, I don't want you just getting down the field. I want you producing. But at the end of the day, hey, Kyle, like I said, he's a little bit of an egomaniac. He will make sure that his guys make the squad, and that's basically why he does what he does. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, because we actually do need to root for him on this. Jalen needs to work out. He is gifted in so many ways. Being off for as long as he was. Somebody just talked about his burst seems a little less than it was before, but that could be either for caution on his part or he just is rusty. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we'll see something different. I had no idea he had a work ethic issue, though. As Tony pointed out, he's a guy that likes to play on the games, but he's not crazy about practice. I didn't know that.
Well, you better get it together because you can't be doing that. You'll find yourself on the short end of the stick real quick with Kyle. He like to put people in the doghouse now.
And he makes his biggest observations from what you do in practice, too. So we're going to see.
Yes, sir.
Dave, great to hear from you, fam. I'm gonna look for you
Same
as soon
here.
as possible. See you that day. I don't know about tomorrow, but looking for you Friday.
All right, brother. You have a good evening, man.
You
Appreciate
too.
the platform. Nothing but love to you. Y'all
Thanks.
out there listening, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't play around. We know your haters is in here, too. Go on, do it because you know you want to.
Don Burr, he better be. Boy, Don, you better have already subscribed. Because how do you know about every time we come on? Dang! See you
Yeah,
Friday.
have a good evening, Ronbo.
Night, fam. Oh, God. See, it's funny how the haters and other names for them folks, how we all know them by name. We know them thoroughly. Yes, Dr. Papa Durango. Oh, Pop, man, I'm telling you, Doc,
Ronbo,
yes.
what's up, man?
I mean, we're just looking at the situation as it is. You know how the story goes from one episode to another. This is like what should follow. I don't know if we've ever been jumping up and down and happy after the 53-man roster has been cut down. But Doc, how do you feel about this and some of the situations that have occurred since yesterday?
Well, which one in particular are you thinking about the most?
You can start with everybody who had people were buying Simba T-shirts and writing his name on it. You know what I'm saying? You just get a T-shirt and write Simba on it because he was getting such to be a fan favorite. And then you looked at Hilliard. You started to develop a relationship with him because Nick Bosa is the one who said, "Go get Justin Hilliard. He is a beast." All right, we're going to get him, Nick. Just because you said so, Nick. And they went and got him and let him get away. And, it's the Jalen Hurd conversation is going to go on until that gets ironed out. People that are waiting for him to fail are going to be all over him like white on rice on you-know-who, the administration, not only John, but Kyle and everybody else. Mm-hmm. And, and Tom Compton is still on this team, like you pointed out. And that was something that people look at as a mistake. So, Doc, I know you got plenty to say on this. Jump on it.
Oh, man, where do I start? Well, obviously, I mean, Compton is always a big shock, so we'll see how he plays out. I think the thing that excites me probably the most right now is just, who they did keep and who they didn't. I mean, I like Simba. I think just as much as everybody else. But really, Simba, his position is really a side effect of Jennings doing as well as he did, and which affected a couple of players. Because Jennings, he was a 4.7 guy coming out of college, which isn't very fast. So he wins by body position and suddenness as opposed to like straight up speed. So, it's a good job on his part, but, I'll be honest with you. I mean, if he plays special teams, he'll dress. If he doesn't play special teams, he won't dress.
You're Jennings?
I don't think Jalen Hurd will dress for a minute. What's that?
You're talking about Jennings?
Jennings, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't speculate too much on the people that aren't here. I mean, I didn't think he was going to be here because while I did like him, that means that meant that Jennings would have to be cut. And I didn't see that happening. That sends the wrong message to the locker room.
Doc,
I think the best receiver who played. Yeah.
Before you move on, though, who you dressing on game day as far as your wide receivers?
On wide receiver wise, they really only need to dress 3 or 4 guys.
Who are they?
What they need to dress is 3 tight ends because they're a running team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're a running team, you'll get Dwelly out there a lot. You'll get Kittle out there a lot. Mm-hmm. And then you got Juice. So between those guys going out there, I mean, they're not going to be really spreading people out too much from what I've seen. I think at the most it'll be 3.
Doc, you know what, though?
3 to 4.
The thing is, the running game for the 49ers extends beyond just handing the ball off. Those short runs are all part of the run game. All those are is extended runs. The guys with the hands, that's why Debo excels in this offense. Kittle excels in this offense. Ayuk does well, but probably not as well as a healthy Debo and Kittle, right? For the reason that you just stated. We're not
exactly. So, no, keep going. Keep going.
Who are your 4 guys? That's what I'm saying. You said 3 or 4. It's going to be Ayuk and Debo. And who's number 3? Because I'm thinking Sanu, but Sherfield also should have to be considered, right?
Yes and no. It's going to depend on how much and what kind of blocking you're looking at. Because technically speaking, he really probably had the best, preseason out of all the receivers.
Sherfield? Yeah.
But what Shanahan needs out of his receivers is that he really, if he could, he would line up 3 Hines Ward with the way that they run the ball. He wants people that can catch anything and run people over and hurt people. That's what he wants from receiver, and that's why he loves Jalen Hurd so much.
Yeah.
So if Jalen Hurd if he's 100% healthy, believe me, he will be the number 3 guy because he can move him all around the place. That's what he wants to do. He wants to create mismatches. That's why he's still there.
I read about
because
that.
if he can play and if he's 100%, he starts. He just watch. It's going to surprise everybody. I mean, and it may be Muhammad, it'd be Jalen, it'd be Ayuk, and it'd be Debo. That's what I see happen.
That's it.
In that scenario, because he gets the most blocking packages. He gets swing plays, screens.
All those guys can protect the quarterback.
Yep.
Or respect the passing
game.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's one of those things where it's like, and I think people are kind of going, first of all, Shanahan is a genius for just messing with everybody. I mean, if you really believe that there's just going to be this 2-system quarterback thing and quarterback's going to be coming in, going out, coming in, going out, it's not going to happen.
No.
It just isn't.
No.
I mean, I'm with quite a few people that believe Trey Lance will start, but you can't lead if nobody will follow you. So this team has followed Jimmy for 4 years, and they're going to follow Jimmy, in battle, period. So, until the kid outplays Jimmy and it's clear, he's going to be coming off the bench for certain packages. But it's not going to be like what we just saw, where it's like, every other play they're swapping and out. That's not going to happen. That's going to be Jimmy.
And
I've said this all along.
In the press conference, too.
Yeah.
But Bob, our clock ran out on us. Bookmark. Oh, I love always talking about. We never have enough time with you. Well, let's come back Friday and get in on that concept. I'm trying to remember. I'll write it down this time.
Oh, yeah.
All right, fam. Have a great night.
All right, Ronbo. All right, man. Take it easy.
You too. All right, Bob. And we get over to Jeremy. This is late night, so we like to keep things moving as fast as we can. Hey, Jeremy. Jamie.
Hey.
Jamie, all right. So, as we always do, we love to find things wrong and moan. And so, and I'm still, you and I both are moaning about Simba, I'm sure. But now Tony Nagatani came in and made me feel foolish because we need to stop crying about that and realize that the strongest unit on the field is the defense, and nobody's talking enough about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jamie, stop me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong here. Is that true? That is true, isn't it?
No, that's what I was saying to begin with the other day, that we're going to be out there flexing on people. We're not worried about that so much. The only thing that, man, did I start a storm by bringing up Hurd the other day or what?
I saw you commenting after you left and writing in caps.
Yeah.
Was I misunderstood or what? You want to clear it up now?
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the same thing these guys are all talking about. It's the attitude.
Yeah.
And I never said anything about him being ready or needing practice or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even say anything about that. I don't understand where they come up with that argument. I think they were just waiting for somebody to speak on him, and they were going to blow up on him. Like, that's completely not what I was talking about.
No, but Jamie, even if you were justified. Really quick, let me go over there. Hurd was one of the 6 receivers to make the initial 53-player roster. His addition to the roster sparked at least a bit of controversy amongst many of us. So the question is, and John Lynch responded with, I think there's some level of projection. Jalen has some special skills, some unique skills.
And
has a variety of them. See, that's why 49ers are not going to give up on this.
You have to pick out the words, though. They're speaking out their mouth. He just said had.
Yeah.
He didn't say has.
Well, actually, he did. Jamie said has. has some special skills, some unique skills, and has a variety of them. He's got a lot of versatility to his game. He knows it. We know it. You have to show that you can be dependable, that you can be out there. Now, that's the bottom line. Is killing Jalen Hurd. You got to be out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to know where to be when you are out there, and you got to care about being out there.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he was motivated, I don't know where his initiative's at. I don't know where his work ethic's at. I don't care what they say. You should know where to stand. That is not a practice thing. That is the play. That's the book. There's an X on the paper. You stand there. You know he might be rusty, but that has nothing to do with his work ethic and the way he would. Like he's putting out this vibe like he's Pettis, but I hope it goes away. I mean, it was only real quick, but
anybody with Pettis comparisons, that's just so terrible. Poor guy.
Yeah, it's like smelling something, and you're like, I've smelt that before.
Yeah. Well, he's got to prove a lot
to a
lot of people.
The one thing that I'm actually mad about, I was just bringing that up to tell everybody that's what I'm seeing. But
So
the one thing that I'm mad about is Benjamin. Yeah. I think everybody's pretty much in agreement on that. Benjamin.
Travis. Yeah.
Did you see that Seattle swooped up our backup center?
Shipley. Yeah. No. You knew they'd take somebody. I just didn't know who was going to be. I saw that. Yeah.
Instantly swooped him up. So because I think that what they do is they sit there and they wait. And they're like, oh yeah, they're going to be smoked if we take their backup center, and Brunskill has to play center again. So if that guy comes available, let's swoop him.
Well, Shepley, I don't know that we got Brindle back. That's the backup center though, and I'm surprised they didn't go after Brindle. Brindle's with us. Yeah, they took Shepley. I don't know
good.
Shepley plays. I'm not sure what position he plays. I think he's an interior lineman, but I'm not sure.
He was listed as center.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was thinking that it was Brindle. I had it mixed up. Good thing you said something.
Yeah, Brindle's up with us.
The good thing is they didn't take Benjamin, so I'm not sweating.
Jamie, last time it happened to Jamie, his battery ran out. Jamie, you still there?
What?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went out for a second. Yeah, no, Pete Carroll's going to take something from our roster each and every year, if for no other reason than to sit him down and interrogate him as to what we're doing. Pete Carroll is, that's why they call him Pete the Cheat. The guy is just amazing. So,
Yeah, we got something bleeding in. You can't hear that?
No.
Oh, hang on 1 second.
All right.
Okay, no, it was the show. I accidentally hit it with my ear.
All right. Jamie, 40 seconds more to go. Anything you want to add to this?
Well, the good thing is we got Maiden back, right? So we can pull him off the practice squad.
Yeah.
Let's just hope nobody swoops him up later on. I don't know. I was not as high on that Simba guy. I don't know what people are seeing. Like, he had a couple returns that were decent, but it wasn't I mean, he didn't take him back for a touchdown or nothing.
It didn't blow the world away. Richie, Jamie,
No.
it's the Richie effect, A lot like, everybody's so in love with everything that Trey does. Trey's okay right now. He needs a lot of work, but his love comes a lot from the fact that everybody didn't like Jimmy. So it's one of those kind of things, We had enough for Richie. Give me another guy, please. And so Simba's like the guy who looked impressive, right? So, yeah.
So something that's a hair different and they'll be happy with it.
Exactly.
It doesn't even have to be great. It just has to be different. I'm good.
We're going to see what happens.
Hey,
all right, Jamie.
Are you going to be on tomorrow, Ronbo?
If something breaks news-wise, otherwise I'll see you Friday.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Ronbo.
All right, looking forward.
All right, man.
And D-Flow.
What up, Ronbo?
D-Flow, it's the day after. We got a practice squad. Practice squad looks legit, although we wish we could have a few more people back and put it back on our practice squad.
Oh, yeah.
Simba's still a popular guy. And I just told Jay, I told Jamie, I said, you know what? A lot of the reasons why we love Simba so much is because, in fact, Richie hasn't really done much. But then again, there's some wrong to that too, because the fact of the matter is, most of the time it's fair catches anyway. So yes,
Remember,
Tony
Rumble?
pointed that out. So
Yeah, but you also got to remember there's 3 phases of the teams you got to win.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, and what?
Special teams. Yes.
All right. And he's making a set of a fair catch going 15 yards, 30. He doesn't have to take it to the house.
Yeah.
He has to get it where we at least get mid field position.
Yeah.
And I'm tired because everybody's tired of the little fair catch. And as far as the wide receivers, it's good. I would like Jalen Hurd. I don't know about Jalen Hurd because if we would have cut him, what team would have picked him up? Who the guy had a back problem, took him up for the whole year.
Pete Carroll.
Torn ACL. Those are two serious injuries.
Pete Carroll.
All right. So basically, we don't. Yeah, I don't think they have wide receivers already. They have a lot of wide receivers already.
But see, Jalen Hurd is 6'4", and like they
took,
they
you
took
would have
DJ,
to put him on the team.
True, but they took DJ Reed
He
from
would
us
have
last
if
year.
they pick him up.
Yeah,
but DJ Reed, I have no reason why we did that because DJ Reed was balling, and basically Pete Carroll's like, hey, you know what, Shanahan, you a sucker, just like how the other caller says, and we all know is that Kyle Shanahan's a big ego.
Yeah.
All right. So he does what he wants to do. And after Pete Carroll's like, man, you a sucker. You don't know what you have. I'm going to develop him.
But
I'm going to show out because as of right now.
But just one thing on that, D-Flow. The thing is, last year, Reed had a torn pec. He wasn't even supposed to play the rest of the year. Everybody thought that. The 49ers said, we'll waive him today and make roster room for somebody else, and then we bring him back in Monday morning. Pete Carroll said, no, you won't. I got him over here in Seattle.
It probably wasn't as bad. It probably wasn't even as bad as a torn pec. Because if you think about it, like he had a torn pec, and look at Quan Alexander. He made it. He played. So basically, you got to take that factor in. All right. Yeah. If Quan can make it with X amount of time, why not DJ Reed?
Probably.
Why not follow that? And for as a wide receiver, because I heard he hasn't really done anything. Because remember, if anybody would pick him up, they would have to put him on the 53.
Yeah, you have to.
And a guy who hasn't played. He's not in football game shape. He hasn't really played. He hasn't even played against no number ones, nothing like that. What team will gamble their coaching staff and just put them in? Because if you think about it, we have a pretty good wide receiver core if they know how to develop them. But check it out, ready? Brandon Ayuk hasn't played a full 16. We're playing 17. Right? Debo Samuel has never played a full 16. We're playing 17. All right? Those are the two best. All right, Sherfield, we need Sherfield because he can also play special teams. Right, we got Jennings hasn't even played a down in a professional NFL game. All right, we got then we got Mohamed Sanu, who's played a couple of games last year and that was it. And we got Jalen Hurd. We don't even know if he plays. He might tear something on his back because now he's playing against ones. He ain't playing against till 2s, 3s, and 4s. So then for the Simba Walker, he does special teams. Because with Jalen Hurd with his back, we can't really use him as much. It's like saying, hey, you know what, Nick Bosa, go in there, wreak havoc. D Ford right now, go in and wreak havoc. Like, no, you got to take progression time for them to heal, to get used to the shape. Jalen Hurd never even seen a professional football game. So like that, right? And what's going to be to watch is how they develop Trey Lance. Because from what I've seen during the preseason, he's the only head coach that hasn't developed him. It's like basically he doesn't even want Trey Lance to develop for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the split of the locker room. They don't want the locker room to split up. I really don't know. But there was no anything to make him better. Where was the roll-up passes? When he throws a roll-up passes, he's throwing dimes. No wobbles. He's throwing perfect money balls. And you know what? You gotta move the launching point. Because look at everybody else. Right? Russell Wilson, he's great on the run. Right? You go Kyler Murray, great on the run. You go who else? There's a lot Allen. Josh Allen on the run. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers on the run.
And you know what? Josh Allen is probably the best comparison. They're similar in style. Remember, for Josh Allen's first year, it just takes a little bit of time. It takes a little time. You know, he's not going to be instantly ready to roll. Like some of the mistakes he's making now, Kyle already adjusts that. He says, I want him to make mistakes, so we have those things to work on. And he's making them, and then they'll adjust.
Yeah, but you also got to build confidence, too. You also got to build them confidence. You can't say, all right, you're always used to doing good. Now you're going to just fail. You have to learn you're going to fail, and just learn to fail because you're going to fail a lot. No, we're gonna teach you. We're gonna teach you the nuances, but still play your game. It's like Steve Young. Look how long it took Steve Young.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Steve Young was a what?
Yeah.
Right. Steve Young wasn't. He wasn't set to. Hey, you're a pocket passer. Stand in the pocket, get hit.
Yeah.
Stand in the pocket, get hit. Stand in the pocket, get hit. No, it took Steve Young years.
It probably takes a little time, and I think you'll see it as we progress. But it wasn't going to happen immediately anyway. So it's going to have to, because like kind of said, he's raw. We know he's raw. And we're going to work with him.
Yeah,
so
but where's the rollout though?
We've seen it a few times.
Where's the rollout? The throwing on the
remember.
But he was mostly in the pocket.
Remember, we're only seeing small snippets of what goes on because in practice, I'm probably I
get it. So, because you don't want the league to see what he's about.
Yeah,
and also too.
Real quick, because we're out of time. All right. Okay. Debo, we'll see you Friday. Production got you, not me.
All right, Ronbo.
All right, Phil.
Yeah.
All right, Phil. Elvis. Ellis may be tied up with the kids because it's adorable little girls of his and his son. Look at me. Niner Mike. Ellis. All right. Ellis, come on in, man. Ellis. Well, Ellis, now that it's all over and they can get to work on getting ready for Detroit, what do you think about what took place? And are you happy with it? Are you satisfied with it? Is there anything you would have done differently? After this is the fun thing about this program. After talking to people, they start to sway your thinking. And Tony Nakatani's got me thinking now, man, it is time to give up the worrisome anxieties over December Webster. And I kind of agree, I did also agree that we have plenty of people who can return the ball. All of them are not in favor of returning. We got 11 defensive linemen. Are you pro or con on that? And I love it. And also, of course, the Jalen Hurd conversation continues. So go ahead, fam. Jump on in there.
Short and sweet with the Jalen Hurd thing. We need to actually see. We need to see this materialize, and we'll be talking excessively about how pissed off we all are if we don't see that manifest. If we don't see Jalen Hurd, we'll all be on here, because he took up a roster spot, and why I was kind of on the fence and was considering maybe him continue to be on the practice squad is because of the injury issues. If he's talking about he's got knee tendonitis and he's been out for 2 weeks and then he comes back and plays in a preseason game, I mean, are you pushing yourself against your will just to try and get a spot? Or are you feeling like $1 million and you're ready to get down? I mean, we won't really know. And you can rest assured that in the first 3 weeks of the season, we will find out if Jalen Hurd is going to come with it or not, if his body is going to allow him to come with it or not, because of the injury he's coming back from. It takes a little bit longer than others sometimes to heal. Some guys that heal at a fast pace, like, Nick Bosa, even though there was a difference in the injury, it's still that extensive type of an injury. It takes a little bit more time, man. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo just barely took his damn knee brace off. So he might have just barely started really feeling comfortable and feeling the full strength of what he felt like when we first got him, before his injury, and look how long it's taken. So I'm just hoping that we can get a fully healthy Jalen Hurd and really see him materialize. The Simba sign getting snatched up. Justin Hilliard, I was disappointed. I was disappointed in all three of those, to be honest. And, we kept hearing off and on about Dakota Shepley. So, that offensive line depth, I feel like is just as important as our defensive line depth. So I'm kind of on the fence about all of that. I'm not surprised that it was, the Seagulls and Cheat Carroll snatching one of our offensive guys. They're probably trying to extract all of and any of our offense from his brain as they can right now. They probably got him going home and writing down, little notes and different things every day to try and see what he can remember and recall from being with us. I mean, you just don't know, man. They've been doing this shit every year. They went from Weatherspoon, they got Kerry Hyder, they got DJ Reed, they got
They finally got an
Shepley.
offensive lineman.
Yeah,
So he knows more than
covered all their
defenders.
bases.
Exactly.
Yes, they've covered their bases. So I'm pissed off about that. Simba, I'm not as. I mean, I would have loved to have him. Let me say that. I'm not as disappointed in that signing as I am the Shepley signing and the Justin Hilliard because of how great he was playing. It would have been nice to see him and Nick, play on both sides of the ball and him be able to be like, one of those unknown guys that kind of just popped in and, played really well for us. I'm a little, still salty about the Jonas Griffin and then now losing Justin Hilliard. We got Elijah Sullivan. One thing that I'm kind of on the fence about is us feeling like we have security in Azeez Al-Shaair, considering this injury thing that's starting to happen now with him.
Yeah, he seems to be 1, 2, 3. He was actually a shoe-in, and any additional player was going to have to be one of the ones that you just mentioned. So where would you put Griffin, and who would you substitute for both Griffin and Hilliard? That's why I keep thinking, well, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I want health. I will take somebody who's maybe just a little bit under as far as maybe production wise, but damn near there. Who's going to be healthy over a guy who's maybe a little bit better, has a little maybe more consistency or continuity, but is basically one play away from being on the damn injured reserve.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I don't want to happen. I don't want to keep hearing about Azeez Al-Shaair getting hurt and stuff happening to him because this ain't the first time he's gotten hurt.
Well, last year,
there's been a couple of times where he's getting nicked and banged up and having to miss games. And granted, we have the depth, but again, I don't want this to be a regular thing because if we had a fully healthy Jonas Griffin, I was looking forward to seeing a 6'4" linebacker back there with our linebacking guys. Big, tall, good with his hands. He could knock down some passes, and I mean, he was coming with it.
That's
so,
right.
I mean,
you
could kind of take your pick.
Yeah, that's why we got a draft pick for him. We got to pull up, fam. And as I say, we'll see them maybe tomorrow, but most likely Friday. All right?
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right,
brother Ronbo.
All right, that was
Make
good
sure y'all
stuff.
hit that like and subscribe, man. And shout out to the Nine and Faithful. Don, you wishing on a star, and we're gonna be trying to find out where the hell you are in about week 10. All right,
We got to find
peace
him.
and love.
Peace and love, fam. Night, Ellis.
Go.
Everybody's been looking for Don Byrne. We can't find him. Don Byrne's good. He's like a ghost out there. He's just talking trash from probably underground somewhere. Are you serious? It's Dynamite. Forget about it. Oh, God. Mike.
Forget about it, Ronbo. Oh, yeah.
Hey,
what
Mike,
the hell's going on over there, Ronbo?
I know one thing. We're delighted to hear from you because after that long period of silence, oh, man, please don't tell me the NM has picked up the virus. Oh, because you're really too quiet. You're never that quiet for that long. You may take off a stretch, but not entire month after month after month. So,
Oh, yeah. Ronbo, let me tell you, I had a bad little run there, Ronbo. I had a bad little run, and, but
it's over now.
It is what it is.
Fixed.
I'm healthy now. You know what I mean? Healthy now. The family's healthy. So, it was
it was a long little while there, Ronbo. But you know, hey, I got ready just in time for football, right, Ronbo?
Well,
Got
good.
ready just in time for the best time of the year. You know, so shout out to the faithful out there. Shout out to everybody. You know, I hope all of you is doing good, staying safe. You know, and you know what can I say, Ronbo? What can I say? You ready for another season or what?
I'm ready for another season so much. You know, we wait for this and complain about how the days go by too slow all year long just to get here. So, Mike, you know, man. And now that you're back, you know, because people have been asking about you. So, you know, everything's all right, Mike. It seems like everything's falling back in normal
I appreciate
position.
that, Ronbo. I do. I really do. I appreciate anybody that was, you know, concerned or worried. You know, listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm only going to say it short and sweet. You know, listen, the COVID virus is real. It's a real thing, and you know, I just hope everybody handles it the way that they feel like they gotta handle it. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm gonna say on that. But other than that, Rob, but let's talk some football, huh? Listen here, I gotta tell you, overall, I'm pleased. All right, with the 53. All right, there's a couple of questionable decisions, you know, like I'm glad they finally got the brain turned on and they got rid of Dante Johnson and didn't let him take up a friggin' roster spot. But then they turned their brain off and they let Tom Compton hang around. I mean, what the hell are they? You know, I don't know, Ronbo.
Mike, I hate to tell you this, Mike. Dante's back.
What do you mean he's back? Yeah, well, he's on the practice squad, right? That's okay. Well,
but
he could be on the practice squad.
Okay, because he's still in the vicinity.
Yeah, I mean, but he's in the building, but he's got to act like other guys, you know, to practice and all that, play the scout team, and you know how it is, Ronbo. But Tom Compton, on the other hand, he's gonna be friggin', you know, dressing up. And God forbid somebody gets hurt, you're gonna have Tom Compton out there. Holy shit! Oh. Let me tell you, that's a scary thought. I really thought Ronbo was gonna pick somebody up. You know, I really did. Either or
he
they
failed.
got, you know,
Aaron Banks. He's taking too long to pick things up.
Yeah. No. I thought we was gonna claim somebody off the waiver wire, Ronbo. You know what I mean? Because, you know, we lost a few guys. I was really hurt to see the Simba Webster kid go. I thought he could maybe, you know, be developed a little bit, but he was just okay as a receiver, Ronbo. You know what I mean? He was more of a special teams guy, but as a receiver, he's a little undersized and he just kind of gets bossed around a little bit. So, you know, I don't really know as if we lost too much there. I like the Hilliard kid, the linebacker from Ohio State. I thought that was I thought he would have been a good developmental player. And then I like the linebacker that we traded away to the Broncos. But if they weren't going to keep him, I'm glad they got something for him. Yeah, you know. So that's it. But hey, I'm glad he was able to keep Jordan Matthews on. I think he's going to come in and play at some point. I hope it's not for Kittle, you know. Maybe one of the other two, you know, maybe Dwelly gets banged up on special teams or something. I don't know, but I think Jordan Matthews is going to make a good little target towards the end of the season, Ronbo. And you know, Kyle likes to have the 4 tight ends, but I think they needed to do what they needed to do for the defensive line. You know what I mean? The defensive line is strong. Listen, we all watched it in friggin' pain and horror last year as we lost a couple of the guys on the D line and we couldn't rush the friggin' passer for nothing. You know what I mean? We couldn't buy a sack even if they were selling them at Walmart for $1.99. All right, we didn't know what the hell we were doing last year. So they made sure that this year we could afford a couple guys. If, you know, God forbid they would have gone down, we could still afford. We have guys in there that could still get after the passer. So I'm happy about that, Ronbo. I truly am.
It's our
I
strongest
still
unit.
think, I still think though we really messed up. I would have loved to have seen us grab one of the second-generation cornerbacks in the draft. Obviously, you know, we couldn't get Satan because he was going to go in the early first round or whatever, but
the Santa Samuel Jr. kid, and there was the other I forget the other one's name. His dad was also in the NFL as a receiver. Horn, I think it was Horn, something like that.
Yeah, Horn.
But
Yeah, that's what
I would have loved to seen us get one of them second generations, Ronbo. That's about it. We got to address the secondary at some point blank period. You know what I mean?
But Mike, hopefully that defensive front will make it easier for the guys who are weak, a little bit weak. Mike, we're going to run out of time.
Very
true. I wish we had like another half an hour since we haven't talked in such a long time.
That's all good. Don't worry about it, Ronbo. Don't worry about it. Get to the next people. Listen, all of you, please stay safe. Take care. I'm going to check back in with you, Ronbo, again, before we get the season started, all right? You stay safe over there, all right?
You too, Mike. All right, fam.
All right. Forget about it, Ronbo. All right.
Night, Mike. Back again. Night, Mike. Oh, my God. It just sort of makes the season more official. Shabazz! Shabazz. I like to, as soon as I accuse him of being in the middle of a bean pie, he comes rolling in. Watch. Because I know he just stepped out the bakery over on San Pablo Avenue. Shabazz! All right, let's go back to Shabazz. Area code is 628.
I can hold a wonderful conversation with any nationality.
Production won't even put up with him anymore. I wish I could just... Casey! Casey, you know that guy.
Hey, sorry, I'm not Shabazz, Ronbo.
I better get the guy who just
came. It's just, we got Casey here tonight. Shabazz isn't here, everybody. We got...
I'm here. I nodded off, Ronbo, but I'll get on there.
and Casey, is that okay? Because Shabazz nodded off. Come on, you got to love a man who wakes up suddenly.
Well, what are we doing, Ronbo? I'm on break right now. So
well, Casey, Shabazz, hold on. Shabazz, don't nod off. We'll be right back. Casey, go ahead, man. Bring it. What are you thinking here about some of the things that took place
Ronbo,
today?
It's nice to hear Niner Mike, man. I was hoping
that was special,
right after Niner Mike. You know what I mean?
I've been worried about him.
That was nice, man. Yeah, me too, man. I'm happy to hear him. And,
we heard what he said.
Apparently he's been going through some. But what can I say?
Well, you heard what he said. He's been going through some things and evolving that incredibly bad, menacing virus. So, Casey, I mean, let's get right into this because 5 minutes goes by really quickly.
Yeah, but looking at I'm happy to hear a real 49er faithful call in. We got a lot of people calling in today going, I don't know about it. I'm tired of this, Ronbo. You know what, man? I don't watch college, Ronbo. You know it. I don't watch college, Ronbo. But I remember a month or two ago, someone called in and said that at Tennessee, he was better than Alvin Kamara.
That's true, though. That is true. Kamara was number 2.
Yeah.
He was 1.
Oh, he said he was like way better than Kamara.
Well, I don't know about.
And I mean, you can see it, Ronbo.
I don't know how much better.
Ronbo. The guy's like a natural catcher, man. I mean, he was splitting reps with people there at Tennessee. It's not like he was their feature back.
I don't know. Whatever, because like you, I wasn't really paying attention to college ball, so I don't because there's too many teams to watch. Even if I did, I wouldn't be able to keep up with everybody like that. So people will say
Ronbo, that. I don't think it's. I honestly don't think it's far to say he could be their best receiver.
No, hey, if he gets healthy and plays up to his potential, Casey, between you and I agree. He could be the best receiver on that team. He's got all the size.
I mean, I think in terms of overall what a number one wide receiver looks like on this roster is Jalen Hurd. Yeah.
He's just got to snap out of it.
If it's not Hurd, it's Ayuk.
Yeah.
And if it's not Ayuk, I think it's Sherfield. I mean, you know what, man? I never played, professional football. I'm just someone that's never played the 49ers.
You've never played professional football? I am shocked. Casey, here's the thing, though. You got to realize it's going to take him another year. This is what I'm worried about. Everybody's waiting for him to jump out. He's going to take another year before he really feels comfortable on that leg. I don't know how he's going to get through this season without people being pissed off.
Yeah, well, I think he's a tough player. I mean,
but
I think that they're just really I think they're really just,
his position's going to be tough.
I mean, I trust John Lynch, man. I trust John. I trust Kyle. I mean, especially with what John and Kyle said on KMBR the other day. I love hearing that.
Yeah, they sound pretty confident. It's all about health. We should have been in the Super Bowl running last year. That first year we won, or in the Super Bowl, last year we should have won. See, it's a progression, and we just missed it last year because we didn't have anybody.
Yeah. But, I think they should get 12 or 13 wins this year. It'll be a long season.
Got to stay on the field. Got to stay on the field. Otherwise, you're right.
Yeah.
And I 14-3 is very doable, especially with the teams we got to play this year. They can't measure up
I think their schedule's great for them.
Yeah, they can't measure up to 49ers muscle. That's too much. It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just a very long season. Watching the Steelers last year start off 10-0 or 11-0.
No.
Yeah, they just got to take it 1 week at a time, everything. But anyway, Rob, I'll let you go wake Shabazz up. And,
thanks, Casey. Before he falls back
to
asleep.
It's fun, buddy. Appreciate you, Ronbo. Have a great night, man.
All right, man. Talk to you later. And let us hustle back to the man, Shabazz. Keep that 628 area code. I want to talk to him. Hey, Shabazz.
Rumbo.
Yes.
Rumbo, what's happening, man? Listen, they put me to sleep earlier with all that negativity, man. First of all.
That's what it was?
Y'all know I'm a veteran, man, and I got PTSD, man. So, hey, they put me to sleep, okay?
Straighten them out, Shabazz. Put them in place.
Chill out, man. Man, all these guys ain't coached high school, ain't coached Pop Warner football. Let John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan do their job. When I got off the other night, I'm riding with her. Just like I roll with KB, I'm riding with her. I told you that. I'm riding with him. If he get a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, I just want apologies from these guys. If not, then, Rumbo, I got to send you some bean pies, man. I'll get you a bean pie, man. But these guys, man, they got to just take it easy. And then somebody said earlier about draft picks. Did we forget that John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan drafted Debo? They drafted. How about a superstar, George Kittle? Nobody know who George Kittle was. They drafted George Kittle. We knew who Bosa was, so just take it easy. How about another superstar by the name of Fred Warner? Man, they going in on all these guys' draft picks.
And look at some of the other guys. Shabazz, let's talk about it. Because you got Dre Greenlaw, you got DJ Jones. I mean, these are guys that are supposed to not do as well as they did. That's
right. Yeah, man, take it easy, man. Just hold on. And the only person I'm upset about is I wanted that guy Griffin. Man, whoa. I didn't want him to go to the Broncos.
I think a lot of people did. You just heard what Ellis said about him. I'm curious as to what he's going to look like.
I'm like you. I'm not caring. I'm going to watch him. I'm not caring about no punt return. I don't care who's returning the punt. Most of the time, they're going to fair catch it anyway. Okay? Like, everybody knows that, man. And with the kickoffs, with the kick being a little bit closer, nobody returns kicks and punts like they used to. Not that special team isn't important. I'm more concerned about Robbie Gold missing extra points and field goals.
Thank you.
Than a punt returner.
Robbie, don't do that, Robbie. Don't do that. That's your only job. Your only one thing to do. No contact or anything else. Focus and make that shot. Robbie gives you them surprise, shocking misses suddenly. We could be
that's what I'm concerned
week 12 when he's supposed to be thoroughly warmed up and the fool missed. I never could get over when he does that.
Right, Ronbo. So, man, I changed my plans. I am going to the home opener. I wasn't going, but I'm going to go. I sold my tickets, but the other 2 tickets I got from my daughter's mom. So I'll be in the building with my people from Memphis. Shout out to my people from Memphis.
Which game you talking about?
We're going to whoop up on the Pack, man. The home opener. The home opener. I'll be at the home opener.
The home opener with the Packers. Yes. So, Shabazz,
then I'll be at go ahead.
We gotta get together that night, though, Shabazz. You gotta phone in. I gotta give you a link and phone in. I'd love to. You would be the most fun. I mean, Shabazz at the ballpark. A report from Shabazz on what he's seen tonight and how he feels about the 49ers. And Shabazz, I'd say, Shabazz, before you make a case for Aaron Rodgers not having Bakatari, Nick Mullins owns Bakatari. I mean, Nick Bosa owns Bakatari anyway. Didn't matter.
He did already. He know. Hey, you know what? I I call Aaron Rodgers lunch meat. We're going to have him for lunch meat, man. I ain't worried about that.
And
man.
two pieces of bread will be Nick Bosa and D Ford. Put him in that sandwich.
And D Ford.
Bam!
But tell the faithful to take it easy, man. Right, we're going to get it on defense. And I think this is what I'm assuming. Okay, this is what I'm assuming that Shanahan is going to use him for. My boy, who I'm rolling with, her red zone. He's going to be red zone package because he gives them another big target besides Kittle. So if they key in on Kittle, look for Jimmy to look Kittle way, or look for whoever's in there, Lance to look Kittle way. And when they ain't thinking about Jalen Hurd, lob it up top. And Jalen Hurd, you got that big
going up to get it.
Basketball size, 6'5", go up and get it touchdown. If he get one touchdown, Ronbo, I'm calling in, and I'm going to be screaming. And that's it. I ain't going to take up too much time, man. I love y'all faithful, but, hey, take it easy on that PTSD. Shout out to my boy Lee that's down in Texas, man, and let's just relax. But, hey, at least it put me to sleep. The negativity, I was like, my brain was like, go to sleep. I can't take it anymore.
We have a large contingent.
And shout out to you, Ronbo.
Thanks, fam. Because, we have a large contingent. That's what they do. They're rarely happy. So, yeah, it's just part of what we are. It's, anyway. Shabazz, good stuff.
Yeah, we got to get it together, man.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll see you Friday, because I'm not working Friday. So, my birthday coming up, Ronbo. My birthday is always September.
I'm going to be hooping and hollering, too.
All right, Ronbo. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, Shabazz. Have a great night.
All right. Have a good one.
Hey, Rodney.
Hey, Ronbo.
Rodney, come on in, man. I'm taking the simple Webster thing off the table. You can comment on that if you want to, because we lost Webster to the Chicago Bears. But after Tony Nagatani's phone call, suddenly I feel foolish about whining about that, so I'm not going to say anything more about that. And, of course, we now have a practice squad that's pretty legitimate. We lost a couple of guys. It would have been nice if we could have kept Hilliard. And,
sure.
And Shepley, I'm not feeling real bad about that, but I don't like Pete Carroll getting anything that had a 49er uniform on before, because I know it's not always about the player. It's about Pete sitting down and getting intel, which pisses me off. And then, of course, the Jalen Hurd controversy continues until Hurd can get out there and make people leave him alone. Well, Rodney, how do you feel about these matters?
Well, I'll tell you this right now. Well, defense is going to be hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're ready for Detroit.
Yes.
That defense is ready for Detroit.
And Rodney, remember Jared Goff? His eyes are going to look like saucers.
I tell you this, Ronbo, can I tell you this right now?
Yes.
Bosa will have 2 sacks, maybe a run back with a fumble. The second sack is going to be a fumble and pick it up.
God, I hope Nick can do it this time. Because last time last time Goff was picked off, it was Javon Kinlaw.
Bosa,
remember?
Man, watch Bosa and Kinlaw and D4. Yo, you can't sleep on D4 on the other side.
Just those 3 names is scary. Goff is going to lose sleep that night. Before the game, he's going to be pacing through his bedroom.
These boys are healthy. These boys are healthy. These men are healthy. You know what I'm saying? Let's put it like that. These men, they hungry. They are hungry, right? They are about to attack quarterbacks like crazy, Rumble.
It's going to be like a buffet out there,
Rumble,
too. They'll be eating.
Rumble, yo, we got the best middle linebacker, Fred Warren. Yo, that boy is... Yo, he could read the quarterback like he's protecting it.
And cat-like quickness to jump on it.
Yo, that's why, thank God we got him for what we got him for, like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, it don't matter. And, for the next 4 or 5 years, domination.
Yo, it's going to be
Oh, man.
Listen, but my main goal is right now, I'll tell you this right now, Garoppolo is hitting Jalen Hurd in the end zone. That's my touchdown prediction in that Detroit game. That's it, though. Rumble. I know you got Matt callers and everything.
You and Shabazz and me go celebrate like crazy. Boom! Yeah, there goes Jalen Hurd, and that's why we kept him.
Garoppolo is going to hit him up. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's going to be ready for it. And the thing is, can the Detroit Lions do anything about it? Answer that question, Rodney. Together. No!
Now, but you can't sleep on them. You cannot sleep on them no matter what.
Rodney, I can guarantee they don't. No, 49ers are not going to take anybody for granted. They just want to
You know what I'm saying? You cannot sleep on any team in this league.
Not in the NFL. Get your butt beat. That's right.
You gotta do your thing. If you know what I'm saying, if you're down by a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, go into the locker room, fix that shit. Let's go. Fix that shit in the sideline. Fix that shit no matter what. But I'm sorry about cursing.
No, it's okay. It's okay. This is one of those times when it's okay because it makes sense. Because you know what? The halftime adjustments. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then, hopefully, I'm not even gonna say, but I just want that offense and defense to go in there, do their thing, and just come out nice and healthy.
You know something, Rodney?
Nice and healthy, yo.
You know what? We have a huge advantage
nice and healthy, yo.
Healthy is always the bottom line. But you know what? This team, both offense and defense on this team, these guys have been together for a long time. They know what they're doing.
They know each other, man. Garoppolo with Kittle? Come on now.
This is why this team is going to kick ass.
Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something. Yeah. Listen. Who's number one receiver? Debo. Debo is number one receiver. I don't care what any of y'all say. Debo is going to run this Yo, I'm so sorry. But Debo is going to be a beast, yo. Do not sleep on Debo, all right? Debo is going to be running over people. Yo, what are y'all talking about? Who's going to be number one? That's Debo. Debo's going to be number one. That's it.
He is Debo.
Yo,
he's the gas.
Y'all crazy, yo. Like, what the hell? I'll be hearing, like, this guy. No, Debo is number one. And number two, you know what? I'll take, it's tough.
You got it. Rodney, you got a number 19.
Ayuk is going to be nasty, but watch that fast receiver we got.
Fast receiver?
Not Benjamin, the other guy. The one that hit Trey Lance hit for a touchdown against Santa Clara.
That's lightning quick, Sherfield.
Yeah, yes. Watch him. Ronbo, I know you got mad. Yo, I love you, bro. I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks,
love what you do and everything. I'll hear from you later on.
All right, Rodney. Good time and fam. I'll be back Friday. All right. Night, fam.
Jersey, baby. Yo. Jersey 201. Love Niners.
There you go. Night, Rodney. Out of the Garden State. There it goes. And we move quickly to 9-3-1. Still want to see take on 628. Yo.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey. What is your name?
Hey, my name's Chase. We talked a few times. I ain't called in a while.
Did you say your name is Chase?
Yeah, Chase.
Hey, Chase. Yeah, I guess we remember that name. Chase, what's up, man?
It's been a while.
Yeah. Well, we in here. We got several different conversations going on tonight that's really hilarious. I'm through with the Symbol website, but I was concerned about it at the beginning of the program. But after Tony Nagatani called in and said, man, y'all need to be concerned with the fact that our punt return man puts his hand up 50% and 70% of the time. So I said, you're right. There's no point in worrying about that too much. And we got guys who can catch the ball and spring the ball out and play. And then you have the argument that we just got about people complaining about everybody. And maybe we should stop doing that too. But that brings up Jalen Hurd. And I don't want to, whatever you got to say about Hurd is fine. And John Lynch is saying why we brought him back and all that type of thing. But Chase, your feeling on all these matters.
Yeah, I actually called in to talk about Hurd. obviously it hurts to see Simba walk out the door, but man, I just think Hurd gets too much hate, man. I mean, he hasn't played in how long? It's been 2 years, and I mean, he's just got to ease back into it, man. I mean, everyone's expecting him to look like an all-pro out there. I mean, what y'all like? We need to have some realistic expectations, man. He's just getting back into the groove, and we just give him a little time, man. It's just driving me crazy.
Especially coming off that kind of injury. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like I said, it hurts to see Simba go, and I like Hilliard too. I mean, they would have been nice to do, but I mean, you said it yourself that Hurd's got the potential to be a number one receiver, and like D mentioned that we don't really know what to expect from him, and I mean that's just it. Like we don't know what to expect from his potential right now. I think Hurd's got all the potential in the world if he can just stay healthy. I mean, there's a reason that the Rams let go of Simba, you know, like. And
they pick up Tutu. You know what?
Clinging on to Hurd for so long, like we got to trust them.
Yeah. I don't know. I would Hurd could stay on the back burner, bring him in a little bit.
Exactly.
Honestly,
yeah, we
Chase,
don't need him right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to say. If he takes it easy this year, I'm all right with that. Just use him here and there. Don't be putting no heavy workload on him because he's been out too long.
Right.
Yeah. And so, you know, because if we ever get him up to full speed, look out. It's clear that guy can play. He's got, if you're 6'5" and can run a 4.4 or less like he does, wait a minute. That's a machine. That's not a human being. He just got banged up. It's like you put your Maserati or your Lamborghini in the shop because it had a problem. But you know damn well that car can blow any car on the road off the road. So, you know. Uh-oh. Chase got hung up. Oh, gosh. All right. That's the first time that happened when somebody's in the middle of a conversation, though. Hey, Tony, get in here. Tony, Atlanta. Tony, loving him. Tony.
Ronbo, how are you this evening?
Oh, fantastic, Tony. Getting together with the folks and allowing people to complain about the things they complain about. But you know what? We say good things about people. If Tony, when you look at us, you being an Atlanta Falcons fan, you've got nice things to say about us. But I'm wondering, you've actually got a lot of friends in here in the chat. I wonder what the other observers think about the 49ers. And, you know, I get in fights on, I don't go to very many pages anymore, but I used to get in fight, people calling me a 40 whiner. And I said, man, you 49ers, man, you're always crying about something. Say what? Man, I look here, 5 trophies says I ain't got nothing to whine about compared to what you got to wear. You guys still dust off them trophies and using that for an argument? That's weak. What is Seahawks is where I got this. I might as well tell off on them. I used to hate the Seahawks so bad I used to spend some time hanging out with them. The hate was just killing me. But Tony, what do you think about us? Are we justified some of the things we complain about, or we just should chill out?
Hey, Ronbo, look at something that I just typed. You got a guy in your chat. I hate to call his name out, but it's Bob. I don't want to say his last name.
No, I see Bob.
Ronbo, look at what I typed. That dude is always negative, 100% of the time. When he came, Ronbo, I've never seen him type a positive thing. Never. Never. It's like a cloud over his head and rain follows him on a sunshiny day, wherever he goes.
Who is that character, Johnny Brown, that rain card? Is that dirt or rain? There's somebody, some character cartoon that rain just follows him around. Sunny day, everybody else have a sunny day, but the rain is hanging around over his head.
Was it Pigpen?
That's Pigpen with the dirt. You know, though, Tony, and you've been through some situations being a Falcon fan. The things aren't always favorable, but you're always an upbeat. I think there's 2 caliber of fans. There's one that's always going to find something wrong, and there's those like myself that are probably overly optimistic. I don't. Is there such thing as a middle ground fan? Maybe not.
I say more of a realistic fan.
Yeah.
You know, and we're not delusional, and your fans aren't delusional like those Cowboy fans. We going to the Super Bowl every year. Nothing like that. You know, it's like right now we're worried about our offensive line.
Yeah.
We play those dogs from Philly on that defensive line.
And that makes sense.
Coming up.
Offensive lines determine who's going to move the ball and who's not. You gotta, That's a legitimate worry or concern.
Yeah. So and we hadn't played our starters much, and with our left guard, just like you guys' right guard position, our left guard position is kind of a sore spot. We drafted a third-round guy, Jalen Mayfield out of Michigan. He was a right tackle, but he can play guard too. But in preseason, Ronbo, he's been pushed around like a rag doll.
See that'll get you killed. Yeah, that's because every team's going to feed on that. They're going to use that as the door to the quarterback. So we have to experience that. You know what? It's going to be maybe you can make some adjustments because we're looking for Mike McGlinchey to be no longer considered the weak link on that offensive line. Even Daniel Brunskill, who's not of his pedigree, outplays him. So, we're going to see what happens this year. Although, I must say about Mike McGlinchey, he is one of the premier road graders in the NFL when it comes to clearing path for the running backs. So McGlinchey's like good and bad. I'm going to say everything bad about him. In fact, I want to withdraw that. McGlinchey's a good player.
I'm really shocked that Aaron Banks hasn't caught on by now because, Ronbo, that Notre Dame offensive line, 3 of those guys got drafted in the NFL. One went to Leichenberg, went to Miami in the first round. Your guy, Aaron Banks, and then the other guy went to Tampa as a backup. And those guys are road graders, man. Aaron Banks was a dog for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is an offensive line factory. Look at Ronnie over in Baltimore. They got them all over the place. They got some good ball players.
Yeah, the one guy is in Indianapolis that's been all pro for years. Forgot his name, but yeah.
Yes, indeed, he is the cream of the crop.
Yep.
And that's saying something.
Perennial all pro.
Oh, he's hurt now.
Cheers.
He had the same injury as Carson Wentz. I don't know if he's going to be back or not. I don't know why his name escapes me at the moment. Every time I put on earphones in, it just blows out all my thinking. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. See.
Yeah, but Ronbo, I'm going to read off these names to you real quick.
Right.
These guys are all good guys. This is the Detroit offensive line. Taylor Decker, who's a 2-time All-Pro out of Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Left tackle, Jonah Jackson out of Ohio State, left guard.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Ragnow, who made the Pro Bowl once out of Arkansas. I remember when he got drafted.
I remember Ragnow.
How do I pronounce his name? Hawapula Bate.
You're talking about their offensive line, right? This is Detroit Lions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you got to Panay yet?
Panay is going to be the right tackle. He's the next one, right tackle. I heard Panay was struggling in preseason.
What?
That's what I heard.
That's good news.
I heard he struggled in preseason.
I was watching Detroit a little bit yesterday, too. I keep looking at them here and there. They've got a couple of wide receivers that look impressive, actually. And that tight end, not bad.
Oh, Hawkinson?
Mm-hmm. That seems to be golf's.
Nice.
That seems to be golf's go-to guy right now too. Don, hey, wait a minute, Don Bird. I hope he went to bed. Don Bird, don't get the wrong idea now. I ain't intimidated, but I do see some talent.
Yeah, but their defense is going to be ranked 30th or below.
In that case,
them and the Cowboys and the Texans, their defenses are trash. But the Texans. Go ahead, sir.
No, I was going to say, because remember how we used to watch the Cowboys, Dak and Zeke and Amari, all of them, they'd be scoring. The Cowboys got 40 points. Problem is, the other team beat them 41-40. I was watching that game when that happened.
They got us like that because of bad coaching, but that ain't going to happen this year on the team. I'm telling them Cowboy fans that Giant defense, that Washington football team defense, and I would say Philly, but other than their front four, their back seven ain't all that Philly. But Dallas is going to get some ass whoopings within their own division. So imagine what's going to happen outside.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it because the Cowboys are always fun to watch. Jerry Jones makes it fun to watch the Cowboys suffer because I don't really have any real big problem with them. I mean, I like Dak and Zeke. I don't have any problem with them. It's Jones that burns me up. And I just, Jerry, you don't know what you're doing, man. Why don't you hire somebody to do that job the way it's supposed to be done? You don't know what you're talking about. And your drafts are silly. Every year you do something strange. So,
That's why I always say they remind me of a circus act. He's the ringleader of the circus act.
Mm-hmm.
Ronbo, I got a question to ask you.
Go ahead.
Do you think Cam Newton's embarrassed?
Yeah, because he immediately went to his social media and said, man, I appreciate all y'all's regard for me and all that, but don't feel sorry for me. And hashtag, I'm all right. Cam, no, you ain't. I don't blame you for meeting it before it gets started. That's a preemptive strike if anybody's going to start making it. Now he feels better letting everybody know, I'm all right. Ain't no big thing. The Dallas Cowboy.
Got beat out by a rookie.
Yeah.
Got
That
beat
Dallas
out by a
Cowboy.
rookie.
But the rookie outplayed him, too. I'm looking at the clips. He actually did. But can you imagine Dak
Yes, he did.
and Cam on the same team?
Oh, no. The circus is coming to town.
That rumor's rolling around already.
Yeah, and on one of those cowboy blogs I saw YouTube, their fan base, 67% want them to sign them.
Cam?
I'm like, man, I'll laugh my ass off. I will laugh. But it's one player on the Dallas Cowboys, one of those receivers I love, Michael Gallup out of Colorado State. He is a dog.
Man.
He's about to get paid, but it won't be with the Cowboys because he's going to get out of there.
Cowboys lose. They did lose Gallup, didn't they? Who'd he go to?
No, he's still there.
He's
I'm
still-
saying
oh,
this
yes.
is his last year. He's about to get paid.
I'm thinking of Galladay.
It won't be with Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, Galladay, yeah, he went to the Giants.
Yeah. See, you know what? That's the kind of big play receiver that the Giants needed. Now, look out.
Yeah, they
Galladay's
got
tough.
Sterling Shepard is back from injury. Darius Slayton, who almost had 1,000 yards when all of them were hurt, is back. They drafted a receiver in the first round. You didn't know that Latavius Toney out of Florida, who played with Kyle Pitts, tight end, their first round pick. And they got that. You remember the receiver that the Bengals drafted about 3 years ago that ran at 4.27 at the combine, John Ross?
They picked up John Ross?
They got John Ross.
Because the Bengals picked up Chase. That makes sense.
Yep.
Tell me, we got to go.
Green went to Arizona.
Yep. That's
Dallas,
hilarious.
Dallas is in trouble, Ronbo.
I
They're
can't
in
wait.
trouble.
I can't wait.
Yep.
I'm telling you, I'll be looking for you Friday, and we go around the league again. It's always so much fun.
Hey, and Ronbo, shout out to what's his name? The guy who just forget about it. It says forget about
Niner
it.
Mike.
Yeah, shout out to Niner Mike. I know I hadn't seen him or heard him in a while.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's back. He sounds like he's not 100%, but it's good to have him back.
Yeah, and we were.
Good to have him back.
It sounds as if he went through exactly what we were worried about, but he survived it, and that's all that matters from here. So yeah, all right.
And Bob Money, I apologize if I pissed you off because he was saying in the comments.
Bob Money knows.
I apologize, but
I don't
Bob,
apologize
he's
to
negative,
Bob.
dude.
Bob needs to stop whining.
He's
He's always pissed off with everything. Bob is right. God, have a day where you can smile.
Everything he ever typed is negative about his team. Everything.
Hey, Tony, I'll see you Friday.
Ronbo, I'll see you Friday. You back Friday?
I'm definitely back Friday. All right.
All right, take care.
You too. All right. There goes Tony. Busted Bob's chops. Clarence Molina. I don't think Hurd's work ethic could be questioned. Rehab. Whoa, Clarence. Excellent point. How do you have a bad work ethic and you've been on 2 years busting your butt trying to get over injuries? Rehab from 2 major injuries to make the squad, but this is his rookie season too. Let's pray for him. See, Bob, you need to take a page out of Clarence's book. See, that's how you connect with your ball players. Ain't no people, man. Clarence, thank you, Clarence. And for the words of wisdom, excellent. Hating, man. I'm hating. I'm gonna hate on out of here. I love you guys, man. Things got to be pointed out sometime. We're family. I'll see you maybe tomorrow. Let's see what happens in the news, but most likely Friday. Hey, Tony Nakatani out there in Hawaii, man. You straighten me out, man. That's how you get people on the right track. You guys are talking about Nasimba Webster, but the thing is about this team is the main strength is going to be about that defense. Our special teamer, man, the guy's going to put his hand up 75% of the time for a fair catch anyway. It's not that serious. I've been enlightened. So you got to know when to be enlightened and recognize it. Thanks for the contributions, fam. I'll see you Friday. Night!